Good afternoon, I'm Toby Gillis. Thomas Tuchel is sticking vigilantly to his picked-on-form policy for England. There's no Morgan Gibbs-White, no James Trafford, no Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and no Miles Lewis-Skelly in this squad. Tuchel name-checked all four as good teammates from the last group, but they've not done enough since.
I said last time, there's also a component to it that it is about competition, it's about performance, and the door is always open for guys who perform on a regular level.
Alex Scott has his first call-up, while Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham return, with Morgan Rogers also there. There might be a surprise position in store for the former.
Well, he competes maybe then with Harry in this camp as a different profile number 9. Maybe he competes also with Jude and Morgan Rogers. He's a bit of a hybrid.
You can hear England-Serbia live on talkSPORT next Thursday. Ruben Amorim's 3 wins on the bounce and Brian Burmo's 3 goals and an assist, the most goal involvements in the Premier League in October, have earned the Man United pair the Premier League Manager and Player of the Month gongs. You can hear United's trip to Spurs live and exclusive on talkSPORT tomorrow lunchtime. As Middlesbrough cancelled today's press conference for their boss Rob Edwards, who continues to be linked with Wolves, the man in caretaker charge at Molineux admits he's not likely to be in position for long. So is this a hint that a permanent appointment is close at Wolves? From James Collins.
The likelihood is it'll be 1 week only, but you never know in football. Last time we were told it could be a week, it could be 2, it ended up being about 6. So my focus is on the team.
You can hear how Collins' efforts go when Wolves go to Chelsea tomorrow night. You can also hear that one live on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT News.
An Algerian sex offender released from jail by mistake is now back in custody, and Jerry and Kate McCann get a restraining order against a woman who claims to be their missing daughter, Madeline. More from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. For a limited time only, get 15% off a set of 4 selected premium tyres. Don't miss out and book today at quickfit.com and drive away happy every time. Conditions apply.
Rain spreading into parts of northern England and Scotland. Clear and pretty cool further south.
Good afternoon, this is Drive, Ade Oladipo and Darren Bent.
By the way,
it was.
I mean, you completely messed
it
up.
was a bit slower than it
Nah,
normally
it wasn't.
is.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with it.
It's normally sharper.
Are you
than
nervous?
That. Jack, where's Jack? Get Jack back. Coming up today, we're going to take a look at Thomas Tuchel's latest England squad. Foden and Bellingham are back, but there's no backup for Harry Kane. We're going to build up to another busy weekend. You don't mean to read the news, do you? Properly? I can do it anyway. Go on, carry on. I can do it all. We'll build up to another busy weekend in the Premier League with talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook in Ready Steady Crook. Welsh Rugby Union legend Dan Biggar joins us in the studio for the final hour. And we're going to be asking whether you would leave a promotion-chasing championship side for a relegation-scrapping Premier League side. Would you do that as a player?
No.
As a player, you wouldn't do it?
No.
Interesting.
It's hard.
It's an interesting.
It's not as easy as saying yes or no. Loads of
different things, right?
Money.
How's that the first one? Yeah. First element. All that plus Benty brings us his EFL corner, and Martin Kearn's going to join us as well to look at Tottenham versus Manchester United tomorrow, which you can hear live and exclusive on talkSPORT. This is Drive on talkSPORT. Remember, you can get involved 03717 22 33
We'll have a bit of that.
Thank you so much for the coffee.
We'll have a bit of that. The lid's loose. Look.
Oh. Why would you give me a lid that doesn't fit?
How's the coffee?
One second. You've bought me coffee, which I'm very happy with.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a lid that doesn't fit the coffee.
Nah, because I tried to get it on, it wouldn't work. So I just put it on.
Wow. I could have gone over my top.
Yeah, that's what I warned you.
Yeah, thank you.
How
Appreciate
are
it.
you? Right, you good?
Not bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, to be fair. I'm looking forward to it. I was shocked. To be fair, I sat in my front room this morning about 9:58 and completely forgot. And then my phone just got again, ping, 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 about the England squad and who was in it, who wasn't. I'm glad. It's the biggest shock. No, I am glad, and I'm not glad that I'm part of it, because it used to be quite, when you're waiting to see from an England squad, it was a little bit. I mean, the text message would come through.
Well, is it really that?
Text message, yeah.
We're trying to say you didn't know before, like you weren't aware the day before.
Not the day before. No, you get a message from like the squad was announced today at 10 a.m. So some of the boys would have been told last night. Yes.
Are you told when you're not in? So would Morgan Gibbs-White get a text?
Do you know what? It depends.
If you're a big player.
A little bit on that. Maybe now it's changed, but certainly back then, me being like not one of the absolute giant players
on
in
the
squad,
fringe. A few times,
right.
Yeah.
So, but no. But to be fair, Roy Hodgson, when I got left out of the 2012 because I was injured, he phoned me and told me I wasn't going to be in it. So I don't know what the premise is now, what happens now, but I'd like to think that Thomas Tuchel would have picked up the phone and said, "Listen, this is the reason why you're not in it is because of A, B, and C."
How many caps did you get again?
13.
Did it feel the same, all 13? Was it always excitement?
Yeah.
Always, like,
yeah. When you go out to play for your country, I said it before, it's the biggest honour. Just go in there and being one of the best players in the country and seeing the players that are in the dressing room. Like you're seeing the like Steven Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, Rio, and you go and JT, you go, oh my God. But then seeing them in training, like it's just, it's different level.
Who do the players do that to now?
What do you mean?
Like, see what you said there, Rooney, Gerrard, Lampard, Rio.
Easy.
Who does a player coming through point at and say, Kane, Saka? Who is that person now?
You just asked your own question.
Just those two?
No, Declan Rice.
Yeah, actually.
Foden.
Yeah.
I mean, Foden must be in that squad. I think he has to be the most decorated player.
Yeah.
By some distance.
Yeah,
so, you're going to have the young players come through going, oh, look, it's so-and-so, it's him. So, but again, when you're getting called up, it's the best. But when the phone stops ringing and you're no longer getting that call up, it's hard to take that.
We're going to talk a lot about this England squad throughout the show. What's the biggest surprise of it?
Do you know what the biggest surprise for me? Now, Villa fans might go, well, it's not a surprise because his form was Watkins. The fact that, because he scored in the last international, so I thought that would have carried weight into this squad.
And nothing.
And it hasn't. But listen, my friend goes Villa and he watches him every week. And he said to me, Benny, he's not been good at all this year. I mean, think about Watkins, which
Some will say he wasn't that good last year, but he scored.
Scored a lot of goals.
Scoring,
but his work rate is always there. He's always in there. I know he misses a lot of chances, but he always gets himself in there. But the fact is, apparently, he's not running as much anymore. He's not really putting the work in. It's a shame for him because I'm a big fan of his, but ultimately, if you're not putting the work in, and Thomas Tuchel saying, because I think it's a worry, if you get left out of the last international squads before the World Cup, I'd be like, oh no.
I think it's a worry when you get left out of a squad and there are no people in your position. Yeah. It's one thing Welbeck being called up or Delap being called up. Yeah. The fact that he's called up nobody.
And you're still not in.
And he's still not in, that should be a worry. All right, Thomas Tuchel has named his latest England squad and you heard it there. Can we win the World Cup though with just one striker?
Kane comes forward into the penalty area. Chelsea have given the ball away, and Harry Kane is amongst the goals again.
Had this debate around England as to who is Harry Kane's backup always, but maybe the answer is there are backups in other attacking positions.
Pocket of space for Foden. He gets it onto his left foot, drives it to the far corner. It's a world-class finish from a super player.
We want to see that in an England shirt. Tuchel is beholden on him to try and get this ability out in an England shirt. We've not really seen it from Foden. There's still unfinished work there.
Yep, England boss Thomas Tuchel has named his squad for next week's World Cup qualifiers against Serbia and Albania. The big news is that Harry Kane is the only out-and-out striker in the squad, which is crazy. I think there's a wider discussion about where are these young England strikers. And there were recalls for both Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham as expected. Tuchel spoke to talkSPORT's Faker Others earlier today and he discussed their return to the squad.
Well, the solution is, first of all, clarity. I think the guys need to know on which position they compete, at least in this camp. Then we always have the possibility to change on a short notice or in game if the game demands something else. But the clarity where they come in, this means for Jude he competes on the number 10 position. I think this is very natural for him. This is where he plays for Real Madrid and where he feels most comfortable and where he's the strongest for club and country. For Phil, he's for me a unique player. He is very hard to put him into one role or one position and say you are a 9, you are a 10, you are a 8. He plays very fluid. I think this is his key strengths, and that's maybe the clarity in this case. For this camp, we're not giving too much away because I also don't want Serbia and Albania to be aware of our thoughts tactically wise, but I think we will try to put Phil first of all in a central position as a you can call it 9.5 or 10.5, but I think he needs to be in the middle of the pitch. He needs to be close to other teammates. He needs to be close to the opponent's box. I think for me, the second goal he scored against Dortmund is a typical Phil Foden goal. Being in a half turn on the spot, having an excellent first touch and guiding the ball, then curling it around the goalkeeper and into the corner, being able to assist from there, and this is where I want to have him like close to the opponent's box in a central spot, and this is what we will try for this camp.
So who's he competing with?
Well, he competes maybe then with Harry in this camp as a different profile number 9. Maybe he competes also with Jude and Morgan Rogers. He's a bit of a hybrid, and he's maybe the exception of the rule.
Faye Rovers there speaking to England manager Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, Phil Foden, the topic of discussion in that piece. It sounds like he likes him. Mm-hmm. Sounds like he likes him, and not only that, it sounds like he's trying to find a way to get him into that starting 11. That's what I've taken from that. And we know Rice is going to start. Jude is going to start. Maybe I'm reading this wrong, but it sounds like he's trying to find a way where Foden starts as well.
Well, do you know what? You look at the squad, and yes, he's only got Harry Kane, but we know Harry Kane was going to start. He's England's best striker. So that almost takes care of itself. But I understand in terms of Thomas Tuchel's coming from, because we've got so much attacking talent come from other areas, the likes of Bellingham, Morgan Rogers, Phil Foden, Gordon, Bowen, Eze, Saka, Rashford. He's probably thinking, well, Kane's going to play, but I know I've got players there. Rashford can do that central role if we ask him to do it. Jared Bowen has spent a bit of time there. He could play centre forward. And then he spoke about the false number 9. So there are options there. And when you kind of look around the number 9 position, and I was looking, so Delap's only got 1 goal in 11 games this season, appearances this year, but he's had the injuries, he's had the red card, right? Yeah. Tammy Abraham's doing okay in Besiktas, 9 in 17.
Almost been forgotten about.
Right, so he's maybe one you go, okay, 9 in 17 is decent, right? Got 4 in 4 in the Conference League this year. Ollie Watkins, we spoke about, has got 1 in 14 appearances. Not got. Ivan Toney, I know he's out in Saudi.
Forgotten, man.
He's got 11 in 15. He scored 30 and 44 last season. Yeah. So
why is he not in? Considering that he was brought back by Thomas Tuchel,
I just think,
why has he all of a sudden been dropped again when he is scoring?
Well, do you know what? Maybe Thomas Tuchel's looked at I think it could be an intensity level. He might look at it and see how when he was in the squad, maybe because he's been playing over in Saudi and
like a drop off.
Maybe there was a little bit of drop. I don't know, so I'm just speculating. But maybe that was the reason. But the fact that Phil's in there and we've got so much attacking talent, he's probably thinking, well, let me try and utilise the player in and around Harry Kane, because Harry Kane is our captain, he's our leader, he's our best. But maybe he's thinking, right, let me try and work combinations. We've already seen Jude and Harry. Let's see if I put Phil in behind Kane. Let's see how that works. Do you know what I mean? So he's probably trying all these different dynamics. But as I said, from a player's perspective, if I was left out of this squad, knowing that this is the last set of internationals before the World Cup, I would panic. But if I'm Watkins, I take that as almost an insult.
Yeah.
And I go, do you know what?
Head down, let's go.
Let's go. Like that, and that's what you can do. You got to go, do you know what? All right, fair enough. Yeah. You don't think I'm good enough to be in this squad? From now, starting the next game Villa play this weekend, get myself a goal, I'm going to work hard. Because if he scores from between now and the end of the season 20 goals,
he's in.
You'd like to, it still might not be, but at least he could look in the mirror and say, do you know what? I've done everything I can to get in the squad.
One striker you didn't name there, and I guess you pretty much named all the England strikers available, is Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
Who's done well for Brighton.
He'd have been mine.
Yeah. Why is he not even... There's not even a moan or a groan that he's not in. Why no discussions about Danny Welbeck?
The only thing I could think of is maybe Thomas Tuchel thinking, well, I'm not going to take him to the World Cup next season.
Because he's not going to play.
He's not going to play. But also as well, Danny Welbeck's a guy who's been in and around the England squad for many... I know he hasn't for a while, but he has got a lot of England experience. He's been there, he's done it.
He hasn't got the caps, but he's always been in squads.
He's always been in squads, right? So you go, okay, I can understand that. So he's somebody you maybe don't necessarily have to... he's got 42 England caps, 16 goals.
That's incredible.
Right? Exactly. So he's not somebody that needs to be around the squad. He knows what he's doing. So if he was to go and score 25 goals, I think Thomas Tuchel would have no doubts about bringing him in the squad, because you haven't got to worry about him. He's a good character, looks after himself, and he's been in around the international squad already. So it's not someone you need to embed into the squad.
Where are our England strikers, Benny? We were just talking outside about sort of your...
Traditional.
Where are they all? When you were playing and sort of players just before you and after you you could like reel off 15, like comfortably, all good. Like not just 15 and he scores a few, all scoring a lot of goals. And where are they?
That's the thing, and it's a
How
real...
are they not being produced?
Well, a lot of it now is obviously kids. I think want to play. They like the wide areas. They like being number 10, and also we've seen teams play false number 9s, and because the game's changing, it's so technical now. They're almost coming away from that traditional number 9, where that big hold-up play. I mean, they still are about, but we're developing more technical players rather than actual number 9s that want to get in the box, that want to score the diving header, that want to make the runs, and also get in behind, because that was my strength, on the shoulder, getting in behind. No one does that anymore. No. Everyone wants to come to feet, look pretty, come off number 10.
Wingers that cut backwards.
Yeah, so unfortunately it's a dying breed, but like football, everything goes around in circles.
Right. We're taking your calls on this one. Thomas Tuchel has named his England squad, just one striker, but Phil Foden is in, Jude Bellingham is in as well. Question is, can England really win the World Cup with just Harry Kane? Surely we need to somehow get Ollie Watkins firing. Danny Welbeck may be in the squad as well. Give us a call, talking all things England, 03717 223344. Hey, listen, Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Darren Bent, and Just Eat score a home win with mouth-watering matchday meals in time for kickoff. Still to come, we're going to be looking ahead to a big weekend in Benty's EFL corner. Coventry doing good, isn't they?
Right.
Lampard's doing really well, isn't it? Really, really well. Just quickly though, Alexander Isak, yes, has returned to Liverpool training today for the first time in 3 weeks.
What's I say yes for? Ekitike's better anyway. Has he been better? I don't know if he is better, but he has been.
He has been better, but I think he's not better. And
I can plan both.
That means what?
You can plan both.
We want Ekitike off the bench.
Oh, just dropping Ekitike like that?
No, not just like that, but
Wow.
in time he will be off the bench.
Look, everyone looking at you like, what are you doing? Look.
In time he will be off the bench. There's no Liverpool fans in there.
There is. No one's a Liverpool fan.
Sorry. Tottenham are...
Ryan's a Liverpool fan.
Sometimes. Tottenham are reportedly considering a move for Ali striker. We just spoke about him, Ivan Toney, in January. He just has to go, doesn't he?
I wonder if he wants to come back, but the money. That's the. And I understand there's more to it, but
money's big.
When it's about big, we're talking massive.
Yeah.
So he might be like, nope.
Yeah, forget about it.
But no.
Is he 29, 30?
Yeah. I mean, he keeps himself in good shape. I'd love to see him come back.
Yeah.
Love to.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's still... So if he were to come back, sorry, this is a bit of a segue, does he not somehow still get the money he's been paid? He still keeps the money.
Well, no, it's not like anything. You don't just get the money if you leave.
No, I mean, the money's already got.
But I think...
there is a thing on this,
I think it's 2 years, all tax-free.
He ain't coming back.
2 years.
He ain't coming back.
I checked what date it was. The 2 years up and I'm off.
All right, we're taking your calls. Can England win the World Cup with just one striker in the squad? 03717 22 33 Let's go to the phone lines. Mumsy, what are you thinking? Can England win it with just Harry Kane?
100% yes, definitely. And I love this manager. Okay, even though he's German, he knows what he's doing. He's not listening to the fans. He's doing what he wants to do, not picking the same players every time, picking players on form, and really want to wear the England top, England shirt.
But Mumsy, what if Harry Kane gets injured? I mean, touch wood, he doesn't. He gets injured in the first game with no out-and-out striker. Who plays that number 9 role?
I could just let Foden just set him free. Scream that, just let him do what he wants. He's capable of scoring the goals, and that's one of the good things that he's done is pick Foden and just let him free, let him play his own game.
Yeah, I think.
Do you know what? It's a mad one, right? Because as you said there, it's one of them where, yes, can England win the World Cup with one striker, right? But we've had 3-4 in squads before and not won it.
Yeah.
So it's probably both. Like, are the correct answer? Can they win it with one striker? Yes, because we've seen them try it with a number of strikers and still don't win it.
Yeah, but you know, I think the problem I have with England, again, me and you were speaking about the French squad, weren't we, yesterday? How much they've got going forward in that number 9 role. That number 9 role. Okay, Mbappe doesn't play number 9. Then all of a sudden, I don't know, Ekitike can come through the middle.
That was the
Ekitike is unfit. Oh, Mateta can go through the middle.
Yeah.
Like, look, this is what they've got off the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And by the way, Ekitike and Mateta probably won't make the squad.
Well, no, they will.
Good chance they don't make the squad.
Waskell's in the last one, and both you just mentioned are better than Kolo Muani. Do you know what I mean? So they're definitely getting. I mean, Kolo Muani's gone to Spurs, and he played a key part in one of the goals the other day, but he missed some chances, man. Wow.
I guess the real question is, will England win the World Cup, regardless of what they've got up front?
I just think they'll struggle because of the climate. That's the thing. I think they've got quality players. I'm not one of these fans that's like every major tournament we're going to win it. You have to be a bit realistic, and certainly in this one with the climate being where it is, I think the winner will come from South America, or if it is going to be a European side, I think maybe Spain or France. And the reason why I say that is because in them type of conditions, you have to be able to keep the ball. And Spain
that's what they do.
And they keep the ball. Spain keep the ball better than anyone. So it's going to be a fascinating World Cup, but unfortunately, I'm not quite there on England winning it yet.
There's been nothing mentioned about Trent not being in the squad. Well, that would have been a thing a couple.
I don't think it would have been.
No.
Well, for so long, Gareth Southgate kind of
yeah.
And then he took Kyle Walker, and then he sometimes took Trent. But I think if Rees James is fit, Rees James is a better all-round fullback than Trent.
100%.
Like Trent's passing, like I'm not even going to get into an argument about his passing range and his technique because he's one of the best we've ever seen in that position. But in terms of all-round, Rees James is just better.
Yeah.
And Rees James has played under Thomas Tuchel when they won the Champions League.
And now he's fit.
Exactly.
And now he's fit as well. And he's doing okay for Chelsea. Miles Lewis-Skelly, unlucky not to get in.
Do you know what? It's a tough one for Miles because I've watched him play a couple of Champions League games now and he's performed really well. But his problem is he's got Calafiori ahead of him, who has started off this season like a house on fire. Yeah. He has been incredible, which is what's kept Miles Lewis out. Because he would have come back this season thinking, I'll get an opportunity to play. And from day dot, Calafiori's been really good. So he's got to bide his time. He'll keep getting appearances. He will get minutes, but he just got to keep trying to play well.
I've got the England squad in front of me now. I guess the big surprise, I say big surprise, he's done well for Bournemouth this season, but not a lot of people would have been sort of thinking he would be in the squad. Alex Scott. What would you make of young Alex Scott? Obviously, look, I remember when Bournemouth bought him from Bristol City for a lot of money as well, wasn't it? Like 25, 26 million. I think they bought him injured. And so far this season, I mean, look, anyone under Antonio Iraola seems to turn into some sort of magician, superstar, and he's now in the squad. And I guess if you're in this squad, there's a good chance you're in the mix for the World Cup squad, which is incredible.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he's got to keep playing well, which I think he will do. You look at the table now, and the fact he's in the squad is because Bournemouth currently sit 5th, and he's played a big part of that. And fair play to him, he's in a position now as well where I wouldn't say there's loads of players. I mean, yes, Henderson can play there. We've got Adam Wharton, who I'm a big fan of, and we've got Elliot Anderson, who's been brilliant as well.
That's a wonderful battle between Wharton and Anderson, by the way.
So for Alex Scott, he's in the mix. I think all we want to be is in the mix, and he's got an opportunity. If he gets minutes on the pitch, can he impress enough to maybe try and force Thomas Tuchel's hand? But I like this from Thomas Tuchel, giving him an opportunity, because we've seen before so many players play well and not quite get the opportunity to play, but he's going to get that hopefully, and hopefully he can take it.
If everyone's fit, firing, 100%, who's your centre-back pairing?
Everyone's fit and firing?
Everyone's fit and firing. Who's your centre-back pairing?
Gahey and John Stones.
Okay.
But Cons is just behind me waiting.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
No.
You look at it, who starts in the left then for England? Left side forward? Gordon?
Rashford. Or Gordon, one of the two. Because Gordon's doing it and so's Rashford in Barcelona. So I think that one there is a flip of a coin. I like both of them. I love Anthony Gordon. I love his tenacity, how hard he works, the way he can carry the ball. So I'd probably start Anthony Gordon, if I'm honest, and then Rashford just behind him.
It's good England squad, isn't it? It's good England squad.
On the right-hand side.
It's a fantastic England 11.
It's like on the right-hand side.
Well, I didn't even ask the question.
No, but if you did.
Yeah, I didn't even ask the question. Right. You look at the 11, and it's a fantastic 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to say left-back's a bit of a worry, but apart from that, you look at it and think, it's a squad that should go deep in the tournament.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Still to come, we're going to be looking ahead to a big weekend in Benty's EFL Corner. But first, it's time for No Googling. Good question is, great question. We want to know, who did Harry Kane score his first England goal against?
I think it was about 5 minutes after he come off the bench.
It was 2015, but who was it against? Answer when we come back.
pads are a footballer's best friend. Even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there actually any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads for a century. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. His Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this kind of protection was pretty important for footballers. And so, in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says they must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, even though there have been calls for it to be changed. But for now, that's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Good afternoon, Ade Oladipo and Darren Bent on Drive. Just gone 4:30. Remember, with you until 7 o'clock. The question, the no Googling question before the break: who did Harry Kane score his first England goal against? The answer, Mr. Bent, is...
Don't know. I knew it came off the bench and scored straight away.
Yeah, 79 seconds.
Told you, I knew it was something quick.
Incredible, wasn't it? 79 seconds. Lithuania.
Okay, nice.
2015.
And the rest
quite
is
a few since. Yeah, the rest
wow.
is most certainly history. Still to come, we're going to be asking if Rob Edwards should leave Middlesbrough for Wolves. Tough decision, that one. And right now, over on the talkSPORT MMA YouTube channel, you can watch former UFC contender Muhammad Mokaev fight in the Brave FC event in Bahrain. It's live and it's free. But now, it's time for this. Yeah, this is Benty's EFL Corner, where we take a look ahead to the big old weekend of action in EFL across the talkSPORT network. And we can start with some breaking news this afternoon as well. You might remember this story. It feels like ages ago, this now. Preston North End forward Milutin Osmajic has been given a 9-game ban after he was charged with racially abusing Burnley defender Hannibal Murbury. The incident happened during Preston's goalless draw with Burnley in February, and he will now miss up to and including their game against Stoke on Boxing Day. Preston said they were extremely disappointed at the decision and reaffirmed their opposition to all forms of discrimination. Thoughts?
I mean, listen, when I first heard the statement from Preston, I was a little bit like, what? Like, he's obviously been done, but their reasons why they are disappointed is because it was the balance of probabilities, which is what found him guilty, rather than the beyond reasonable doubt. But still, it's... Justice has been served. I know he tried to say that he didn't do what he was alleged to have done. But again,
a 9-game ban would suggest different, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, this isn't a slap on the wrist. You've been given 9
games. Exactly. So I think I would have liked Preston's statement to be maybe a little bit different because of course they will have fan supporters, players from different ethnicities as well, and you're almost by saying you're disappointed in the decision. I don't quite like that, if I'm honest. And I understand their reasons. Again, the balance of probabilities. I understand that.
I don't have the statement in front of me, but
I've got it here.
I'd like for them to say that they're going to work alongside the player.
I think they're going to. I think they have to. I think that's part of the criteria is that he's got to go into like a workshop. And I've said it before, like in terms of you need allies. Do you know what I mean? You don't need him to just get a slap on the wrist, a fine, and he doesn't learn from it. There's got to be some kind of procedure where he does learn from it, where he does get educated on it. And I understand where I am quite open-minded is I understand where people from different backgrounds, Eastern European, I understand it's not right.
Yeah.
But I understand why sometimes it comes from that region. I mean, I've been over to that region. I've experienced racism myself, so that part I get, which doesn't make it right. But the fact that they are hitting with a fine and that he's got to go to some kind of workshop to kind of educate him and he learns from it, that part I think is good.
Why is it taking 9 months?
Well, again, it says...
Why does that take... Why does that take 9 months to come with that?
I'm guessing they're saying of the balance. I mean, he's been found guilty on the balance of probabilities, which still tells me they haven't found anything that conclusive to say he did it, and that's why Preston are saying beyond reasonable doubt. But listen, he's been bad now. I think 9 games is definitely sufficient, but he has to learn from it. Okay. I always think if your first offence, 9 games is fine, but say he comes back and does it again, then you start talking about okay, here we go,
yes, serious bans,
serious bans.
I do think that makes a statement, though. I do think 9 games is a statement.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think that's what we. I
mean, I wouldn't like to, but. The dressing room. I wonder what the dressing room's feeling in terms because there are different ethnicities in that dressing room. What are they thinking?
Yeah, especially those that ran to support him.
Exactly.
Said he didn't say anything.
No,
he didn't say anything.
100%.
Yeah. Now this is all right. Let's start with talkSPORT 2's live and exclusive commentary of Watford against Bristol City this evening. Bristol City have started well. They always seem to start well. Bristol City.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
7th, but they have lost their last 2 games. Watford sit 12th, but are unbeaten in their last couple as well. Javi Garcia has been back at Watford for around a month and he's won 2 of 5 games. What do you make of Watford since Garcia's returned to the club?
Yeah, they've actually been okay. They've been all right. I mean, Watford is such a... It's a hard one with Watford because you know when a manager doesn't get off to a good start, goes to a bit of a rocky patch.
Gone.
Yeah. Next one's in. So
well, there's no question about it either, is there? Rocky patch, you're out. There's no like we're going to wait for you and just see how you look and get through this together. No, you're gone.
It's changed. So, I mean, I look at the table and as you said there, Watford currently sit 12th. Like they've got players in their squad, right? Who you go, okay, they've got enough to at least challenge for the promotion places. I don't think they've got enough to go up automatically, but certainly push for promotion playoff. And again, I still don't think they'll go up. But Javi Garcia again, Watford have been a Premier League side not that long ago, so I'm guessing his aim will be to somehow get them promoted. Now, I think he needs to have a really good season. And then they'll look at assessing it, maybe back in with a little bit of money, bring some players in to maybe go again next season. But if they kind of just hover where they are or drift a little bit lower, you then go, are they going to do what they always do, which is, all right, next one is in.
Yeah, I mean, look, he understands the situation, doesn't he? He's been there before. Bristol City were flying a few weeks ago. Everyone was like, okay, maybe Bristol City, maybe this is the time when they do make the playoffs and actually really give a chance of getting promotion. They've lost their last 2 now. And as much as we think Watford need a win, because they do, they're lower than Bristol City. You almost feel like Bristol City need a win. So I think the fans have all just started thinking, it's one of those seasons again.
Well, do you know what? The way they started, and I remember the first game in the season, when they absolutely smashed Sheffield United 4-1. And I know Sheffield United are what they are at that present time.
But at the time,
I thought, oh my.
Different.
Yes, I thought, wow. Then they go and beat MK Dons. And they drew with Charlton, they drew with Derby. And I thought, okay, but still. Then they go and beat Hull. Beat Sheffield Wednesday. I'm thinking, right, Bristol City now, they've kind of figured it out. And then they've recently went for a good patch, beating Norwich, beating Southampton, beating Birmingham. But the last 2 results, getting smashed by Stoke, who are having a really good season, by the way, so there's no disrespect there, and then getting beat at home by Blackburn, you just wonder again, have they got enough to kind of go again? Good players again. Jakobsen, spent a bit of time with him when he was at Derby.
What should be the expectation, though, for Bristol? Because
the big club, get to the playoffs.
Yeah, but every club in the Championship's a big club.
Yeah, but there's some bigger than others.
Yeah.
Like Bristol City have spent no time ever in the Premier League, ever.
That's crazy.
I would have expected at one point them to just touch the Premier League a little.
It might be the only team in the Championship that hasn't done that. That's a bit of a quiz question.
No, they're not. I knew straight away they were.
Go on, who's in?
So you've got.
Who looking at?
Let me quickly ask you. Coventry, have they been in the Premier League before?
Yes.
Stoke?
Remember In Love?
Stoke?
Remember In Love?
Yeah.
Stoke, come on, yeah, of course.
Middlesbrough?
Yep.
Preston?
No.
Millwall?
No. No, wait. No, they haven't.
No.
No.
Hull City?
Of course.
Charlton?
Yep.
But listen, pretty much the rest, Wrexham haven't.
No.
but pretty much Oxford haven't.
Yeah.
But the rest, yes.
About 5 of them haven't.
Yeah. But no, for Bristol City every season for me, Ashton Gate's a big old stadium. I think they need to be pushing promotion, certainly the playoffs.
Yeah. 2 teams, as you just mentioned, haven't been in the Premier League are Millwall and Preston. They take on each other live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2 lunchtime kick-off. Both of them doing really good. Millwall 5th, Preston 4th. Preston have been good so far this season. They've gone into the game as well. They've won 3 games on the bounce. How impressed have you been with them so far?
Yeah, I like Preston. They've done really well. Obviously, again, this kind of story that we spoke about now, Osmajic is their top goal scorer. That's going to derail them a bit. He is their top goal scorer. So Dobbin looks like a lot of the emphasis now is going to have to fall on Lewis Dobbin. But now they're a good side, well organised. When I look at them, really well organised. Kind of play that 3-5-2 system as well. But I've seen it before. When your main men get taken out of the squad, and not taken out of the squad maybe just for injury, but something like this.
It affects the whole squad.
It can affect the whole squad. So I am going to be really interested to see how they get on in this fixture, because Millwall, the last couple of seasons have been close.
Always close.
Close. Playoffs, they're close, and haven't managed to just quite get over the line yet. I'd be fascinated to see Millwall in the Premier League. I really would. And not just from a playing perspective. I would love to just see Millwall, like, their fan base. I know they've got maybe a little bit of a reputation, let's say.
A little bit.
But they back their team, man.
100%.
Right, so...
you're going down to Millwall.
Oh,
I'm not
going to lie to you, that's probably on a away trip I might go, do you know what? I'll give this one a miss.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
So you're going away to Millwall in the Prem. I don't care who you are.
No.
It's going to be a tough game.
I remember
you're not going to get many of your fans down there.
I remember going down there with Villa, midweek cup game.
Oh.
We go 1-0 up, right? Their fans were just going going ballistic. They hit the linesman with like a flare. The game was stopped for a bit. It was nuts scenes. We got beat 2-1 in the end, right? Yeah. I think they might have even had 10 men. They beat us 2-1. It was so intimidating down there and so hostile that you couldn't play your natural game. Every time the ball went out, you tried to get I'm not going anywhere near that.
Millwall is like, for those listeners that have never been to a Millwall game, it's almost like going to a big European away. You know them away?
Yeah, like Turkey or something like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that.
And obviously, if they're in the Premier League, that means they're going to, obviously, allocation will be bigger. They'll set up their stadium. If they get promoted, I need to go and watch a game down there.
Yeah.
In someone's box, preferably, or something. But I need to be down there.
And I'll get there 4 hours
early. Yeah. I'll get there 4 hours early. If I've got to sleep there until the next morning, I'll do that to get out there.
Right, let's finish with another massive game tomorrow. Stoke City host Coventry. Again, that game is live on talkSPORT 2. It gets underway at 3 o'clock. Frank Lampard's doing a good job.
Yeah, first few seconds.
Lampard's doing a really, really good job.
It is, you know what? And I definitely think for Frank, and I know he wouldn't have wanted to lose the game, and I said maybe it wasn't the worst thing in the world when they got beat by Wrexham with the Kiefer Moore hat-trick, because sometimes...
Good hat-trick as well.
It was a good hat-trick.
It was left foot, right foot header, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because they were absolutely flying before that, rarely conceding any goals, scoring goals for fun. I mean, you talk about a team now that scored, 39 goals in their first 14 games, which is absolutely crazy. But that defeat maybe just sharpened them up a little bit. Go, okay, listen, we're not going to get it all our own way. And I like the fact they reacted bang straight away. Went and beat Sheffield United in the game directly after Wrexham. So that just tells me it was a mini blip, and then they go again. But this game at Stoke, it's either the Britannia or the Bet 365 or whatever they're calling the stadium nowadays. Stoke is a hard place to go.
Yeah.
Hard place to go.
Very, very, very. All right, Coventry boss Frank Lampard spoke to talkSPORT as part of the EFL week of action ahead of this game, and he looked ahead to facing a very tough Stoke City side.
Every game's absolutely a challenge. You know, we felt that we went to the one game we've been at low par this season is Wrexham when we go there and lose. So it's hard to analyse the game in a sense of will it be easy, will it not? But we have to do our job and understand Stoke are in very good form, a very good opponent. They're second for a reason. Got good players, good coach. Has got a link to this club as well, obviously. But we have to go with a feeling of can we go as we've been playing for a majority of the season? Can we go and back ourselves to go there and give a good account of ourselves? If we do that, at this point we back ourselves in this league to get results because we've shown that. But again, we have to go and show it at the weekend.
He just comes across as someone that just will do anything to achieve this sort of managerial tick. Like, you are a good manager.
Yeah, and I like that.
I love that as well, because I almost feel like that was with him. Obviously, look, we know what he went on to achieve as a footballer, but you also remember that issue with West Ham. Remember that, where it was like, who's this Frank Lampard kid?
Yeah.
Right? And then he went on to go and prove to everyone just how good he was.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what he's doing in management, because he doesn't have to manage.
No, of course he doesn't.
He's very successful. He can just chill it and just
100%. And he's a good pundit as well.
Very much so.
So, yeah, I think he wants to prove everyone. He had the situation at Chelsea, got an opportunity. Didn't go well for him at Everton as well. At all. Did all right at Derby, to be fair. People forget, but he did quite well at Derby. But, no, you're right. This Coventry side is very much the team in his image. And he's right. It will be an emotional affair because he's coming up against Stoke, who are absolutely flying in second. But Mark Robins done a wonderful job at Coventry before Frank even got there. And I know Coventry fans felt it when he left, Mark Robins. So the fact that they're playing against him as well, there is an emotional element attached to it, but it should be a great game of football.
Yeah, cracking game of football. That one tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Stoke versus Coventry. All right, when we come back, it is Paddy's Bet Builder with Matt Kerr. Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Darren Bent in Just Eat. Feed your squad with matchday meals delivered in time for kickoff. Still to come, we're going to be asking if Rob Edwards should leave Middlesbrough for Wolves. I think he might have already done it. I think they're asking a question. I think he already might have done it. But just quickly, Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden have been recalled to the England squad. No place, though, for Ollie Watkins and Morgan Gibbs-White. No one's talking about Morgan Gibbs-White not in the squad. Newcastle are in talks with defender Sven Botman over a new contract. And now it's time for this.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Good tune, wasn't
it? You know who it was?
That was Kanye West.
And who else?
Jay-Z.
What's the album called?
Doesn't matter. How many questions have I got before you give me props?
No,
you asked 2 questions.
Most important part, what was the album called? Don't tell him.
Don't know, but I got the 2 main protagonists. That's all.
Watch your throne.
Okay, thank you. All right, time now for today's Build with our friend. You're so competitive at Paddy Power. Welcome to Matt Keir, and we're looking forward to tomorrow afternoon in the Premier League as Nottingham Forest play Manchester United at the City Ground. Matt, please remind us how the Bet Builder works.
Well, first of all, we're looking at Man City versus Liverpool.
Man City, Liverpool. Apologies, Matt.
So the Bet Builder is basically just an accumulator on events within a match. Corners, fouls, shots, goals, both teams to score, over-unders, anything you can think of, you can put it on a Bet Builder.
Right, Matt, there you go. It's a 5-leg Bet Builder. Here are our picks. Let's start with me. I've got Wirtz to score anytime. Perfect pick. It's going to come in.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Wirtz's Champions League form has been a different beast to Wirtz in the Premier League. It's only a matter of time before it comes good in the Premier League. You can't just spend that kind of money on a player that plays so well in the Champions League and for his national team and then do nothing in the Premier League. It's got to come in good eventually, doesn't it?
Of course it will. Of course it will.
I've gone for one that I think will definitely come in, which would be both teams to score.
Yeah, that is the most popular pick of the week. We had to change our people's pick actually because of it, because everybody's backing both teams to score this week. To be fair, City are looking like they're title-winning best at the minute. Liverpool's finally coming back from a couple of bad games. They had a really immense performance midweek versus Real Madrid. Should have scored more. Will be a competitive match, I think.
All right, our producer's gone McAllister. I like this one, actually. McAllister to commit 2 or more fouls. It's a solid pick as well.
It's pretty in line with his averages last season. He had about 1.8 fouls per game, but you'd always expect that to go up a little bit against the likes of Man City. Does have a tendency to get subbed early, but as ever, we've got Paddy super sub, so that's not an issue.
And the people's pick, Matt, go on, what's that?
Yeah, so now that Benty's already taken our first choice, our second choice is Conor Bradley to get booked. Good luck to any defender out there that's got to stop the likes of Foden or Cherky in their current form. Fullbacks always have a tough time of it against City because your centre-halves are always stuck on Haaland. Forces the fullbacks into a one-on-one against some of the technically best players in the world, and that's never an easy job for a defender.
That's a good little battle, isn't it? Bradley versus Doku, probably. It's a good little battle. And also, Matt, go on, last selection, your one.
I have got Haaland to have 2 or more shots on target. These days, you'd expect Haaland to have 2 or more goals in any given match, so 2 shots in a game, as good as Liverpool are, you can't deny that probably the most informed striker in the world today isn't going to keep it up.
You're not scary about this. I feel like I could be the one to let the team down.
Again.
Yeah. I wish I could change it, but I can't. Go on, Matt, how much money are we going to win? This is all going to come in. I know it's going to come in.
It's just over 27 to 1. £10 pays 281 this week.
There you go. That's Paddy Power's Bet Builder for today. Matt, thank you very much. Minimum odds 5 per leg.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Well, what should we preview? Should we preview Nottingham Forest versus Man United? It's not my fault, everyone. It's not my fault.
That was your fault.
If you read it,
do you read everything you read?
Yeah.
No, but you know what we did?
I trust my producer so much. I
told him to put it in there. I said, let's test Ade, put it in there, see if he's Ron Burgundy, and we'll read anything. So I thought we'd test him.
Clearly Ron Burgundy.
I said, Joey, don't worry, Joe, I tried to test him.
Clearly Ron
You're better than that. I know you're better than that.
I'm so disappointed in myself. You know what it is, yeah? When Matt went, that's maybe not the game. I was like, what? Okay, no. Big game that was on Sunday, isn't it? Massive game.
Well,
Man City, Liverpool.
Yes, huge. I mean, absolutely.
Massive.
And in another world, I would like a draw for obviously it's Arsenal, but it's going to be a blockbuster.
If Liverpool win,
yep.
Do you think they're back?
You're back now, I think.
No, I mean back to challenge you, because obviously...
You're challenging now anyway.
Oh, 1 second. All of a sudden, they're challenging now. I think Arsenal fans have already got the Premier League wrapped up.
I never said that. I said you're still challenging.
You're scared to say it, in you.
No, but you're still going to be challenging. You've still got good players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think but this is a big old test, and it's one of them games where I need Arsenal, who play tomorrow, to win. just to put a little bit of pressure on the two.
Which probably will.
Wait, mate, Stadium of Light.
Come on, stop it.
No, I played up there.
Doesn't matter.
In the same
This is
fixture.
Arsenal.
Sunderland 1, Arsenal 0.
Okay. Did you score? Did you celebrate?
Just put my hand in the air.
You celebrate?
Knee slide. But no, I think this game here will be like whenever Man City and Liverpool get together. Well, certainly when it was Klopp versus
Guardiola.
Pep, they used to go, and that's what I used to love this fixture because it was almost like we know we're better than them, and they just go at each other.
And I wonder if that will be the same in this one.
I hope so.
I almost feel like Arne Slot's not going to have the handbrake up. He's going to
go. But no, the Klopp. But I respect that about Klopp because a lot of people, and rightly so, Manchester City, they fear going to Man City, opening up, get walloped. But Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp go, no. Listen, we're a team, we're as good as them.
Look at my players.
Yeah,
look at your players.
We're better than
look
them.
At me.
Go.
Look at you.
Yeah,
let's go.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I miss him, Jurgen Klopp.
Badly.
Yeah, I miss him.
Badly.
Just a couch,
when you say
couch on the side, I miss him.
Yeah, I do wonder if he's going to go Wirtz or Gakpo on the left. Like, I wonder if now Wirtz has now got that position, or if I think Gakpo will start.
Reckon?
Yeah, I think he's going to start the stronger. I think he's going to start the team closest to the team that won the league, and Wirtz off the bench, and Isak off the bench.
If you get beat, do you think you're out of the race?
No.
Title race? Still in it?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few more twists and turns.
Okay, nice.
I really do. All right, there you go. When we come back, ready, steady, Crook. Alex Crook's going to join us.
Thomas Tuchel says Jude Bellingham's recent form meant he simply had to be picked in the latest England squad. But how much of a headache is caused by Phil Foden's selection, given that Bellingham and Rodgers are already competing for the number 10? It turns out quite a lot.
The main thing with Phil is that he gets a role in the central part of the pitch. I don't see him as a winger at the moment, and maybe not anymore. He should have a central role. I think that brings out his strengths the most.
Well, Bournemouth's Alex Scott has his first call-up, but Miles Lewis-Skelly has been dropped. Nico O'Reilly is now the only recognised left-back for Serbia and Albania next week, which is live on talkSPORT. Our England correspondent, Faye Carruthers, says there's still time for Lewis-Skelly to claw his way back into the World Cup picture.
There's still a long way to go. We've got 7 months until the World Cup squad is announced in May. A lot of injuries, a lot of time, a lot of time for him to win his spot back at Arsenal.
Elsewhere, is the Man United turnaround complete? October's form was so good they've won the Premier League Manager and Player of the Month awards. They're for Ruben Amorim and Brian Mbeumo respectively. United are at Spurs tomorrow lunchtime, which you can hear live and exclusively on talkSPORT. Meanwhile, the early evening game tomorrow sees Arsenal face Granit Xhaka for the first time since he left the club when they go to Sunderland. Mikel Arteta's been raving about Xhaka's impact at the start of his tenure at the Emirates.
He made me a better coach. He helped us to develop and improve a lot as a football team and as a club, and I will be eternally grateful because I have great memories with him.
And Middlesbrough have cancelled today's press conference for their boss Rob Edwards, who continues to be linked with Wolves. The man in caretaker charge at Molineux admits he's unlikely to be in that position for long. And is this James Collins hinting that a permanent appointment is close?
The likelihood is it'll be 1 week only, but you never know in football. Last time we were told it could be a week, it could be 2, it ended up being about 6. So my focus is on the team.
Well, you can hear how Collins gets on when Wolves go to Chelsea tomorrow night. That's also live right here on talkSPORT.
Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo and the great Mr. Darren Bent.
We'll have a bit of that.
There you go. Still to come, we're going to be asking if Rob Edwards should leave Middlesbrough for Wolves, but now it's time for this.
By the way, do you two like haddock? Dinner, either swordfish and salad or steak and calamari.
I actually had an ice cream outside the Trevi Fountain in Rome.
I did have a burger today. You do tend to let it slip on a Sunday.
Cooking with us today is
Yeah, this is Ready Steady Crook, where talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook looks ahead to some of the biggest games in the Premier League this weekend. Crookie, how are you, sir?
I'm very well. You both good?
Not bad.
Well, good, thank you. Not coming on with the same energy you usually comes with. He usually comes on, little jibe at me or something. What's going on, Crookie? You right?
No, I'm quite mellow tonight. It's a bit cold down here on the south coast, so I need you boys to warm me up.
Okay, we're going to give it a go. All right, let's start with this one. talkSPORT's live commentary of Tottenham against Manchester United tomorrow lunchtime. United's at 8th and are unbeaten in the last 4, whilst Tottenham lost to Chelsea last weekend before winning in the Champions League in midweek. Van der Bent's goal still very, very, very special. Crookie, what have you got ahead for this one?
Well, Ruben Amorim, the newly crowned Premier League Manager of the month for October, richly deserved, got it ahead of Benty's beloved Mikel Arteta. He's been speaking in the media ahead of this big game live on talkSPORT and was asked what is behind United's upturn in form.
I think a little bit both. I think we can manage the game better now. We can always change from one moment that we are struggling. We can change that. Also because we have players that can change that for us. not as a team, but sometimes the individual can help us to change that. But if you look the game against Nottingham that we control in the first half, but the energy, if you put the two games at the same time, you can sense the energy was not the same. And that is something that you can watch in the first moments of the game, so it's a little bit both.
There you go. Ruben Amorim speaking about United's run, 3 wins and a draw from their last 4 matches. Arsenal looking over their shoulder, Benty?
Absolutely not. But Crookie, let me ask you then, Crookie, realistically, because he's obviously won manager of the month. Arsenal haven't considered a goal in about 5 years. Do you think that was the right decision, or do you think it was the Liverpool result that tipped it over the edge?
Yeah, I think you've got to look at the calibre of opposition, not just Liverpool, by the way. Sunderland, who obviously are flying high at the top of the table, was a great win as well. Brighton at home, United's bogey team. So I think they've come through a potentially tricky period. This game against Spurs falls into that because Spurs beat United 4 times last season, including in the worst final that probably we've ever seen in Bilbao. So I think he's a deserving recipient. And you also have to look at where the two clubs are at this moment in time. Sadly, United aren't title contenders. Arsenal are, but that's title-winning form they showed in October.
Crookie's been there for just over a year now. Convinced or not convinced?
I'm becoming more convinced, and that's easy to say, and you can accuse me of being fickle, but
you are fickle. You are fickle.
Very.
It's all about points on the board, and he's doing that at the moment. The performances have been more convincing. I think the new signings, Cunha and Mbeumo in particular, have made a huge difference. So's the goalkeeper. You know, it helps you've got someone who actually catches the ball when it comes into the box rather than drops it and causes havoc. So fingers crossed, the momentum seems to have turned, but this is a big game for United because Tottenham have been their Achilles heel, not just last season, but in recent seasons. So if they can go there and pick up all 3 points, I think that'd be a really brilliant run of form and probably enough to see them in the top 4 heading into the November international break.
To be fair, Crookie, you're probably right. It looks like he is starting to get a tune out the squad, and he looks like finally he's starting to get the players to understand the system. But is there one, I don't know, situation or one part of this team maybe where you're still not a little bit unconvinced in terms of maybe a position or a pairing? Is there something in the team you're still a little bit like uneasy about?
It's got to be the midfield, hasn't it? And not just under Ruben Amorim, but that's an area that the United have neglected as a club, I would say, since Michael Carrick left, and we're going a long way back there. You can't be taken seriously as a big club in the Premier League or even in Europe and not have that sort of midfield enforcer. Look at the difference Declan Rice has made to Arsenal, Moises Caicedo, brilliant for Chelsea, Gravenberch at Liverpool. So they are going to have to go out at some point and spend big money on a midfielder, an Elliot Anderson, an Adam Wharton, or maybe a Carlos Baleba at Brighton.
All right, Crook, let's move on. Let's talk about what I think is a relegation battle. 18th versus 17th West Ham take on Burnley. What have you got for us in this one, Crookie?
Well, you're sticking your neck out there, Ade, aren't you?
Well, it's early in the season. It's November. This isn't March, is it?
I was at London Stadium last weekend. I'll be there again tomorrow. I spoke to Freddie Potts, West Ham midfielder, after his full Premier League debut. He was exceptional, and I asked if they needed that win against Newcastle to be a real turning point.
Yeah, 100%, because we've got a big chance to do that again next Saturday and show everyone that we've got the same character that we showed today, and we're going to show that next Saturday.
Defensively, you were a lot more organised today than maybe you have been in recent weeks. Even when Newcastle had a lot of possession in the second half, they didn't really create too many opportunities. Is that something you've been working overtime on in training to get back in shape and be more defensively resolute?
Yeah, we've been working on it a lot this week. We knew Newcastle were a good side, and we thought if we go ahead and we make it really difficult for them, then we're going to come away with the 3 points, and we did that today, and it just shows the hard work that we did in training has come off.
Freddie Potts there speaks as well as he plays. I was so impressed with him for West Ham last weekend. I can see why their fans have been crying out for him to be put into the team. He reminds me a little bit of a young Mark Noble. I know that's high praise, but you know he's got those West Ham roots. He's a similar type of midfielder as well. I think he's going to be absolutely key for them moving forward.
Do you know, it's one of them games, Crookie, where if you're West Ham, certainly you have to look at this one and go, we have to win it.
Yeah.
But there's no excuses. That Newcastle performance, I thought was good. Of course, you have to ride your luck at time against a side like Newcastle, but Newcastle's away form is dreadful. But I think if you're going into a game against Burnley, and this is no disrespect, at home, Crookie, there's no excuses. You have to win this game.
You do, because they've got a difficult run of fixtures coming up after the international break. They hadn't won at home since the end of February. So it was a long time since there was much to cheer at London Stadium. So to have the chance to go back to back, I think is massive. And Nuno, when I spoke to him after the game last week, he just conducted himself like he feels like a corner has been turned.
Yeah, Nuno, good guy, isn't he? Really good guy. Everyone was surprised when he took the job, but I think he'll do well for them. All right, let's move on now, Crook, and talk about Newcastle. We'll go to Brentford on Sunday. Newcastle 13th with just 3 wins from their last 10 games, which surprised you. You almost feel like there's this bounce around Newcastle. When you look at that, the stats don't lie. 3 wins from 10. Brentford just a point ahead of them as well. What you got for us on this one, Crookie?
Well, they just struggle away, Newcastle, yet to win away from home in the Premier League. So this is another tough test for them this weekend. Eddie Howe has been speaking in his presser today, and he said Brentford have been one of the surprise packages of the season.
I know we've had some good results there. I think it's always a difficult place to go. I think certainly with their style of play this year, I think they've been very efficient, very effective at what they do. I mean, it's going to be a tough examination of our mentality and our ability to defend. So yeah, I see this game as a great opportunity rather than anything else to showcase that we can deliver away from home. I think that's how we have to look at it.
There you go, Eddie Howe challenging his team to change that away from. It's a weird one, isn't it, Benter? You maybe have been in dressing rooms where you're formidable at home as Newcastle are, but you can't pick up results on the road. Why is that?
Yeah, I've been in teams certainly where we can't pick up results at home or away. So it can be difficult, but you're right. I mean, Newcastle at home, it's like no other atmosphere. And I always felt when you went to Newcastle, like as an away player, you're going to struggle to get anything because they make it so loud, so hostile. But you're right, they just can't replicate their form away from home. And sometimes it can be psychological because you're going, right, we've not won it, we've lost again. So before you even start, you'll be having conversations in the dressing room going, do you know what? Let's try and end this run. Let's end this run.
Concede first.
You can see, as soon as you concede first, it's like, oh, here we go again. But I think they're good enough, Crookie, Newcastle, to put it right and start getting results. Whether it starts against Brentford, I'm not sure because, listen, I think a lot of people probably raise their eyebrows when Keith Andrews got the job. I actually think he's doing a really good job, Crookie.
I agree. Listen, I was one of those who felt it was a risk that needed to take, hiring someone with no frontline managerial experience. But I've got to say, he's proved me wrong. I've seen Brentford a couple of times this season, been really impressed with the way he's set them up. They're quite a direct team, as they were under Thomas Frank, but it gets results. And even when I watched them lose at home to Man City, the way Man City was celebrating at the end of that game, they knew they'd had a really tough afternoon.
Yeah, an incredible job Keith Andrews is doing.
Yeah.
You lose your long-term manager, your captain, and your 2 forwards. It's incredible, isn't it? If you think about it, right? All right, let's finish with the big game of the weekend. Man City host Liverpool on Sunday. That's second against third. What do you have for this one, Crookie?
Yeah, this is absolutely massive, isn't it? I'm going to be there with Sam Matterface looking after him for the afternoon. And Arne Slot has been speaking, and he says that a trip to Manchester City is still as tough as it gets.
We were actually very consistent. But the thing is, we were consistent in losing. So that wasn't the idea about being consistent. Consistent doing the things right, which we have to do, and improving in that way. So yeah, City is of course a game on itself. You could say playing there away from home is probably one of the most difficult challenges you have throughout the season.
There you go, that's Arne Slot speaking ahead of undoubtedly the big game of the weekend. I'm really excited for this one because sometimes when 2 big guns go head to head, particularly this early in the season, they're so scared of losing, they don't open up and try and win. But I don't think a point helps anybody here apart from Arsenal. So they're both going to have to go for it.
Do you think Liverpool have turned the corner? Obviously, look, 2 big wins. Villa, who play a way where it's going to be a good football match and Liverpool will win those type of games. Real Madrid also a good brand of football. This is going to be a bit different. This is more a physical battle. Do you think Liverpool have turned the corner?
Well, this is going to be another big test, but it was a huge week, wasn't it, with Villa at home going well under Unai Emery, and then that Real Madrid game, 2 clean sheets, I think are massive because they have looked defensively vulnerable this season. I still find it a bit odd that Arne Slot is coming out and saying, well, these 2 teams played how we wanted. You know, it's a shame more teams don't do that effectively. It's not the opposition's job to play into Liverpool's hands, but I think since he took my advice, Ade, he put Andy Robertson back in the team. They look a lot more solid, don't they, with Robertson at left back than they did with Kirkes.
Can Robbo play 3, do you think, in a week?
Yeah, of course he can.
You think so?
Yeah.
3 games in a week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that's been the thing about Robertson. Like, okay, he's going to play one, then miss one, then play one, then miss one. He's now done 2 back-to-back 90 minutes.
I think he can.
Yeah, almost has to, doesn't he, as well?
Yeah, because Kirk has struggled.
Yeah. What do you think he does, very quickly, Crookie? What do you think he does with Wirtz? Obviously, look, he played on the left against Real Madrid. Gakpo off the bench. Do you think Gakpo starts this one, or do you think he sticks with that Wirtz off the left? Because he's been trying to find him a place in the squad, and it's not worked.
No, it's difficult to change the team that's just beaten Real Madrid, but I do wonder, you mentioned it, that the physicality, maybe Gakpo might be a better option in this game. The other big debate is whether Alexander Isak, now back in training, comes straight back into the team. Most expensive player in English football history. But you have to say, on form, Ekitike's got to start, hasn't he?
Got to start, isn't it? Those battles in that pitch are going to be incredible. Crookie, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Crooks.
Cheers, boys. Enjoy.
Top man.
Haaland versus Van Dijk.
Yeah. I think I was up there, record there, 4 games played, 1 goal from Haaland against Liverpool. So I think Van Dijk relishes these battles.
He loves it, doesn't he? If it's a physical battle,
yeah,
he's going to back himself all the way. That should be a good one. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about a manager potentially leaving a high-flying championship club to go to a bottom-of-the-table Premier League club. Rob Edwards linked heavily with Middlesbrough. Sorry, with Wolves. Why do you just make random noises like?
That's a song, isn't it?
What?
Who's doing Shin again?
No, what did you just do? What did you just do?
Moby.
Yeah, go on, what did you just say when you came in?
There you go.
Oh, that's what you did.
There you go. Woman. Here it comes.
No, stop. That's it. You're in a winning role. Just stop.
That's what comes in a minute. I don't got time for it.
No, we do. Go on. Sorry, well, you just didn't say that. All right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT with Ade Oladipo and singer Darren Bent, and Just Eat the app for all your delivery needs. Still to come, we're going to be joined in the studio by former British and Irish Lions fly half Dan Biggar. But just quickly, Chelsea continue to support Enzo Maresca's policy of rotating players despite mixed results in the Premier League and Champions League. And Napoli, this is interesting, they made contact with Man United for midfielder Kobe Mainoo.
Well, I'm not surprised. Look what McTominay did for him.
Yeah, also, yeah. Good shout.
So it wouldn't surprise me.
Good shout. And Italy, Lookman. Look what he's doing over there, what he was doing.
I mean, he has been absolutely ripping it up, hasn't he?
Yeah, fighting the manager on the touchline as well. All right, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, was alongside Sam Matterface and Martin Keown earlier, and he provided this update for Wolves' search for a new manager.
Rob Edwards has, Middlesbrough have cancelled Rob Edwards' press conference. He was due to face the media at 1 o'clock this afternoon. They take on Birmingham in the Championship this weekend. We know that Wolves had an official approach to speak to Edwards, rejected by Borough yesterday. Now, I'm trying to get to the bottom of why this press conference would be cancelled, but the obvious assumption is that something has moved forward and Rob Edwards is set to replace Vitor Pereira at Molineux.
Wow. If I'm a Borough fan listening to that and just following the news, you're fuming right now. Because look, when Rob Edwards got the job, and look, he's clearly done a good job, hence why Wolves are looking at him. When he got the job, eyebrows were raised, back-to-back relegation. Obviously, look, we saw what he did in the Premier League, and I thought, considering they went down, I thought they went down for a fight, Luton. So clearly,
the wonders was getting Luton up in the first place. How far behind they were.
Agreed. And then when he brought in players like Andros Townsend and Ross Barkley, thought, okay, there's a chance there. But Wolves took a punt on him. So Middlesbrough took a punt on him. Middlesbrough took a punt on him. And he looks like he's jumping ship already.
I don't know if they took a punt on him. He's a good manager. He's a good manager, so that's why they opted for him. But it is a bizarre one because Middlesbrough currently third in the champ, 26 points, only 5 points off the top, 1 point behind Stoke, who currently sits second, right? And then Middlesbrough got a run of games coming up, so they've got Birmingham.
Yeah.
Right, Birmingham coming up. Birmingham and then Oxford, right? Birmingham currently in 9th. Oxford are 21st in the division. I know the Championship, anyone can beat anyone. But you look at those and you go, if they were to get maximum points, right, you go, okay. But the fact he's now looking at Wolves and thinking, I know he used to play there as well. Maybe he's looking at it thinking, Premier League job comes around. If Wolves do go down, there's a great chance we can get him back up. So only Rob Edwards would know why he's opted to take this Premier League job.
Are Wolves a bigger club than Middlesbrough?
Yes.
Okay. Because their tenure in the Premier League for the last...
Yeah, the history.
Yeah, okay.
The history of the club. So I think they are. But Rob Edwards... I think sometimes we try and analyse numbers and stats a little bit too much. I think sometimes when you move to a club, you have to feel it. And he might feel maybe at Middlesbrough, something's not quite right, whereas he might have spoke to Wolves and gone, something feels right. Now, it sounds bizarre to say, but a lot of stuff is done on feeling. You feel it and go, do you know what?
Do you think...
this feels like the right decision to make.
Obviously, he's probably been linked, like we only know now, but he's probably been linked for the last couple of weeks. Do you think he's looked at the squad and thought, there's enough in here where I think I can get a tune out of them to stay in the league?
Maybe. There's no reason why. Like he would not be going to Wolves, or I don't think, if he felt like they had absolutely no chance of staying up. Now, it's an 8-point gap between them and Burnley. Burnley are currently 17th. They're 20th, right? So you're looking at Wolves and you're going, all right, it's going to be difficult. They've got Chelsea away next. So you wouldn't expect, but then you've got a gap, international break. Does he go in there and try and work with some of these players? Now, a few of these players will be going away, international duty, but does he look at it and go, this is a good time to get into the players the way I want to play? Because, by the way, this is what they've got coming up, Wolves. So they've got Chelsea away, difficult. Palace at home. Palace at the minute. Villa away.
Very difficult.
Forest at home. So you might look at that and go, okay, Man United at home. Arsenal away.
Forget about it.
Brentford at home. Liverpool away. So you go, like, there's some fixtures in there, you go, where the points coming at? But...
And to add to that, no points on the board in terms, so no wins
on the board.
Yeah.
So, but he must feel that there's enough in the squad. And you look at the squad of Wolves, and you do go, okay, there are some really good. There are some good players in there.
Yeah, individually they've got a couple, but there's not a squad of players.
I mean, they've got Strang Larsson. I'm a big fan of. I think he can score goals. Huang's still there. I know he hasn't been as consistent. Do you know what I mean? If they've got players, Rodrigo Gomez. I know he's injured at the minute, but he's a good player. João Gomez, Andre, good midfield players. Agbadou's the one where when he first came in, I thought decent. Makes too many mistakes now. Way too many mistakes. Stupid red card as well. So they've got players in the squad, but he's got to find a way of getting a tune out of them.
If you are Rob Edwards, and again, a lot of people think he will go on to be a very good manager. Like he's already a good manager.
He's a good manager. He's a good Championship manager right now. He wants to be a good Premier League manager.
Exactly. Will it damage his reputation? If they're favourites to go down again. If he takes the job and they get relegated again, so that would be two sort of. You've been in the Premier League. I know it's kind of half a job with Wolves. You've been in the Premier League twice and you've been relegated twice. Does that affect you?
No, because I think people look at this scenario and go, well, I mean, listen, they were rock bottom when he took over. Like, it's always going to be hard. So they might not judge him too harshly. But if he goes down with Wolves and gets them back up, and then he starts the season in the Prem, then maybe he might get judged. But I think it's almost like a free hit for him. I think Wolves this stage of the season. I know there's enough points to play for, but the fact they're rock bottom when you get the job, and a lot of people have already made them the relegation favourites. Like, it can only be positive if he goes in there and does well.
What's more likely, Wolves getting relegated or Middlesbrough getting promoted?
More likely, Middlesbrough getting promoted.
So why not stay with a team that you can take up? Take up into the Championship, go into the summer, get some money, because he will, because Middlesbrough have not been in there a long time. They're ready to go again. Yeah. Why not do that?
Maybe he feels like Sank at Middlesbrough doesn't feel right.
Yeah, maybe he feels like every time Middlesbrough look like they're going to go there, they don't.
They don't. So maybe only Rob Edwards knows why he would take this job.
Rob, give us a call.
03717.
Give us a call. But he's clearly making that decision for them to cancel the post-game press conference. He's decided what he wants to do.
Potentially. Yeah. Or he might be thinking about it.
All right, we're taking your calls on this. Would you leave a promotion-chasing Championship side, a big club as well, Middlesbrough, a team that not too long ago were in the Premier League, for a struggling Premier League team? 03717 223344.
Sorry, before you get just quickly, right? But then you say about struggling because Wolves are struggling. West Ham are in the bottom three. Would you then go, if he was leaving Middlesbrough to go West Ham, go, that makes sense?
Yeah. You would with West Ham. Because you look around that West Ham squad and you think there's at least 2 or 3 big players. If they turn up, Paquetá, Jarrod Bowen, you feel like there's a chance. Not just long ago, won a European trophy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Whereas Wolves have been a sinking ship for a while now. It's not the same Wolves that had that run where they got to near the quarterfinals of the Europa League many moons ago. So, yeah. Can I throw it to break again? 03717 223344.
pads are a footballer's best friend. Even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there actually any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads for a century. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. His Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this kind of protection was pretty important for footballers. And so, in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says they must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, even though there have been calls for it to be changed. But for now, that's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Can I ask you a very, very random food question? A very random food question.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah? Ready? What is more of a British tradition? Fish and chips?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beans and toast.
Fish and chips, I think.
Easily. Fish and chips. The fish and chips.
Is it beans on toast Welsh?
Beans are British. I said British.
Yeah, no, but no, I think more in British or Nah, I still think fish and chips.
Yeah, more than beans on toast.
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, you know, it's because I went to America and they have no idea what beans on toast is. They look at it like you're mad. Whereas they have fish and chips.
Yeah.
Where beans on toast for them is like, you're crazy. Like, what's baked beans on toast doing?
When you next there? What's your next boxing event?
Next boxing event, big one. They want to plug it very quickly. Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, November 15th, live on DAZN and talkSPORT.
So we'll see you in the ring afterwards?
Well, hopefully no mistakes. Hopefully yeah.
Do you enjoy that?
Very, very much so.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the man when you're in the ring in front of all the people?
I do.
It's chaos.
You know what it is? Because everyone's waiting for you.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at you like, go on, first question. And it's just all chaotic and all the fighters are in
Was you in the ring? Sorry, Joe.
Sorry.
Was you in the ring when you did the Bivol Baturbiev, right?
I did.
Is it afterwards when Beterbiev wasn't happy about something?
Yeah.
What was wrong with him?
Just angry that he lost. But there was a lot of commotion ringside as well, I'll tell you, in the break, like real serious commotion.
Was there?
Beyond. Yeah.
I thought Bivol won the fight. I thought he won both.
He did, but Ben, he's just not a very happy man when he loses. And he's only lost once.
And he scares me.
Why. Yeah. And they're both like, Russian as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
He looks at Bivol like you're a young kid to me.
Oh, is that what it... Okay, yeah, okay, wow.
They used to both fight as amateurs for Russian teams. And Baturbiev was a senior and Bivol was a junior. So I think he still looks at him as a little kid.
Bivol's unbelievable, though.
Incredible. Look at you, Mr. Boxing Nut, Darren Bent. All right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Darren Bent still to come. We're going to have some fun with Best of talkSPORT. But now, we're taking your calls. Would you have, or would you leave a promotion-chasing championship side, as it looks like Rob Edwards might do, for a struggling Premier League team? leaving Middlesbrough to go to Wolves, allegedly. Nothing been confirmed yet. 03717 223344. We're going to go to the phone lines first. Chris, a Borough fan. Chris, it looks like, again, we don't know, we're just reading between the lines here. It looks like Rob Edwards is going to leave your club and potentially go to Wolves. What do you make of it?
Hi, lads. You all right?
We're good, mate. You?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks. I don't really know what to make of it all, to be honest. I'm a avid talkSPORT listener. I've always got it on the van during the day and that. I'm really disappointed with the club as a whole, with Edwards. I genuinely didn't see this coming, if I'm honest. We're doing all right. We're up there. We're challenging, as we do, most seasons. But yeah, for this to come about now, to leave and go to a struggling Premier League team, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I understand the pull, but looking at their next, 4 or 5 fixtures, I can't see him picking up any points. I can't see any manager picking up any points for them.
Chris, let me ask you a question, because sometimes when a manager leaves a club, like, supporters are devastated. They're like, I can't believe he's doing this. Like, I know you guys currently, I think, 3rd, 4th in the Championship. Has he done a phenomenal job?
Do you know what, mate? When the season first kicked off, or in pre-season, looking at the team and looking at the squad, I genuinely didn't think we'd be in the position that we are now. He has done a good job. Some of the games we look a little bit off the pace. Carrick ball slips back in, and we're passing it side to side, and we're not really going at teams like we should be. But I think he's done a good job so far, and I'm happy with him. But if this is what he's going to do, he's got form for it. I mean, look what he did to is it Forest Green?
Yeah, he's long time ago, but yeah.
Jumped ship to Watford. And when the inevitable happens and Wolves get relegated, because they will, because they're absolutely dire. And my mate made a good point earlier. He'll struggle to get another job because they'll sack him. And who's going to want to employ a manager that jumps ships like this when the going gets tough? At the minute, we've got a good thing going, and I just don't understand it. But my other point I want to make is I want to look at Steve Gibson as well, because as much as, you guys all know in the football world, he's highly regarded as a brilliant chairman, English chairman. But I think he's, looking at his wallet, because there's going to be some sort of compensation package coming our way. And obviously that's been the big pull. If this is what's going to happen, yeah.
Do you know, Chris, if he does go, though, and there are a lot of managers out there, who do you want to see come in to replace him?
I honestly don't know, mate, because I wasn't expecting it. I genuinely can't think of somebody.
Gary O'Neill?
Gary O'Neill's the one, isn't it?
Oh, Gary O'Neill.
Russell Martin?
No, not Russell Martin, God. I honestly don't know. Maybe Gerrard, but I don't think he would come. Sure. Obviously, he's out in Saudi, or is he in Saudi or Qatar?
No, he's back.
He's back now. He left that. But do you know what? I do think though. I think that it's it will be an attractive job, and I think for someone like Gary O'Neill
on the cusp of going back to the Premier League.
Yeah, so someone will look at that and go, "Oh, I wouldn't mind a bit of that big club." I don't know what their attendances are like now. I mean, for a time, there were not barely any fans, but it always felt like there was an empty side in there, or there were a lot of fans in there. But where they currently are at the minute, I just think for Middlesbrough, I mean, 3rd in the Championship, if Rob Edwards does decide to leave, there must be at least 4 or 5 candidates that are going, I'll have some of that.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to Morgan, the Wolves fan. Morgan, look, this must be good news for you. Obviously, look, big club, and me and Betty have spoken.
Did he say no?
Did he say no?
Yeah, I did say no. Good evening, Ade. Good evening, Darren. Ade, huge fan of your boxing work.
Appreciate
now you're doing more
of
the football. Love it. Love Darren Bent. Darren, you're better than Andy Goldstein.
Morgan, why don't you want him at the club?
Many reasons. The first 2 things I want to say is, number 1, why Rob Edwards for Wolves? Because he did great with Forest Green. He did great with Luton. He also... okay, he failed at Watford, but he got sacked by Watford. Who doesn't? But his only Premier League experience, he got relegated with Luton. The following season, there was no sign of bounce back because they were 20th when he got sacked. He's just been given a 3-year contract by Middlesbrough. they've shown faith in him by giving him that contract when he was in a bad place. If he's going to walk out on that job and walk into Wolves, he's committing career suicide.
It's a weird one, Morgan, because I hear what you're saying. I think when he got relegated from the Premier League with Luton, I think everyone went fair play, they had a go. But you're right, I didn't expect them to be as bad as they were in the Championship. I mean, that's where I was a little bit concerned, and I thought, oh my goodness. So I understand your reservations, but I mean, who comes in and if it's not Rob Edwards, who do you think will get a better tune out of this Wolves squad? Because you have got some good players.
Well, there's still definitely quality in the squad, but we've brought this on ourselves. Everyone knows we've been selling year on year and just going in the bargain basement. You know, you sold Cunha, you can't replace. There's no one like Cunha, but 62.5 million, 30 odd for Ryan Nuri. All in all, with the other players that went, we had 130 million. Instead of going out and buying a player that's ready to go, if you've got to pay 50 million and he's not quite Cunha, but he's got the potential, pay 50 and you know he's going to be going from day one. What we did this summer, we signed 6 players and not one of them has got 1 minute Premier League experience between them. And we paid 12 million here, 16 there, 18 here, 17 there. Most of the money's gone. But in terms of, I think what we needed, and I was hopeful because of the timing, because Fossen, there was a delegation of Fossen who owned us, 12 of them over at the same time when Brendan Rodgers left Celtic. And I know this is probably, people would laugh at, like, why would Brendan Rodgers consider Wolves? Someone like Brendan Rodgers, I think, is very smug, very arrogant. He's probably just what this board needs, someone to tell them, if you keep this model going, you've been playing with fire, and this year you're going to go, give me the money, I'll get you out of the bottom 3. Well, give me the job and a big bonus to keep you up. I'll get you out of the bottom 3. Back me in January, I'll take you further up the table. Back me in the summer, next season we'll finish top 10. Let's go back. Rip up this silly self-sustainability that is just ruining the club. If we can't get him, you know, at the minute, what we've done, we've tried to hire a manager that we fired 11 months ago. And now we're looking at Rob Edwards. And I like Rob Edwards. I think one day he'll be a good manager, but he should stick you with a club like Middlesbrough, good club. 3 years, get them up, keep them up, and prove you can do the job.
I think that's the big thing. I definitely think that's the big thing, is that people want to see him be able to do it at Wolves. Not at Wolves, do it in the Premier League consistently.
Yeah. Rather than what he's doing now, which is jumping from club to club at the moment. He almost needs to start. I think he'll be making a big mistake if he leaves Middlesbrough.
Wow.
To go to a club like Wolves with no Premier League experience. If he was a Sean Dyche type, that had a chance, and you think he's got a chance of keeping Wolves in the league, fair. But I just don't think he has a chance at all. All right, more on that a bit later. Let's look ahead now to the rugby with TNT Sports.
Quilter Nation Series preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Stream every match live on Discovery Plus or watch TNT Sports channels on EE, Sky and Virgin Media. Subscription required, 18 plus, terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been good so far, isn't it? Loads of heavy scores. Test rugby has returned with a bang following the opening round of the autumn internationals across the Northern Hemisphere. And as we head into the second weekend, talkSPORT's Alfie Reynolds has more on what we can expect.
So 1 game down and 1 win for England. The Aussies defeated last weekend and it's Fiji up next tomorrow. It's another bold squad selection from the England head coach Steve Borthwick. Captain Maro Itoje on the bench, 7 changes from last weekend, and Finn Smith selected at fly half.
Obviously, as a fly half, you've got loads of responsibilities, and one of that is almost like a sort of second on-field attack coach. So we'll all sit down after training, discuss what we've seen, what we think the team needs to hear, what we could have done better, what we did well, and then sort of as a group of us will reflect and respond to the team and just make sure that the team's going in the right direction.
England will be expected to win against the Fijians, although, as Ollie Chesham, the England second row, told talkSPORT this week, it's never an easy game.
Yeah, I was there in that World Cup warm-up game where we lost to them at home, and then we faced each other again in the quarter-final. That was the last time I faced Fiji, and there were 2 highly competitive games. We watched some clips back this morning, with I think about 12 minutes to go in that quarter-final. It was 24 apiece, so we know exactly what the challenges they can bring.
So it's England against Fiji. We'll have updates on talkSPORT. Elsewhere this weekend, Scotland host New Zealand, looking for their first ever win against the All Blacks. Wales play Argentina, and a huge game in Paris, a World Cup quarter-final from 2023 rematch as France host South Africa.
Alfie Reynolds is fantastic, isn't he? He's got a YouTube channel as well, talking all things.
Okay, nice, yeah.
Alfie Reynolds.
Subscribe for that.
All right, we're going to get more on this weekend's Autumn International shortly when Welsh rugby legend Dan Biggar joins us in the studio. But don't forget, you can watch every match live on TNT Sports this November. Subscription required.
Quilter Nation Series preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Stream every match live on Discovery Plus or watch TNT Sports channels on EE, Sky and Virgin Media. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If you don't get this right, honestly, I'm not talking to you for the next 10 minutes.
Mob Deep shook ones. Prodigy Havoc. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, welcome.
What are you doing?
What time
You're
is
listening
it?
to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Darren Bent and Just Eat. Tackle Matchday snacks and the weekly shop in one go whenever you need, when you need it, delivered straight to your door. Still to come, we are going to be joined in studio by former British and Irish Lions fly half Dan Biggar. What do you think's bigger for rugby union players, the World Cup or the Lions?
The Lions tour.
Lions tour, innit?
I think so, yeah.
Well, ask him. I think that as well.
I've never played
Could be
rugby.
wrong, yeah.
No, but
it seems bigger, doesn't it? When they announced the Lions squad, everyone
only asking like Ugo, who's here quite a lot, what's bigger? And he said to me before, the Lions is like nothing else, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Just quickly, Ruben Amorim has won the Premier League Manager of the Month award for October. Alexander Isak has returned to Liverpool training today for the first time in 3 weeks. Now, it's time for this. Yeah, this is the best of talkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across the talkSPORT network and our sister stations. Let's kick things off with this morning's breakfast show. Alan Brazil was alongside Dean Saunders, and Dino had a story about reality TV.
I went to the audition for Dancing on Ice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shut up, when?
Yeah.
When?
I went for the
Well,
audition.
he's nimble on his feet, Dino.
And it's a low...
Triple cycle.
It's a low
Cycle.
point.
Cycle.
It's a low point in my career, Al. I've hit the bottom because I went for the audition and they give the job to Gemma Collins instead of me.
Triple psycho. Which one TV show would you love to go on?
Hunted.
Hunted.
Celebrity Hunted, but you got to go on the run. The celebrity one, you go on the run for 2 weeks. The proper one, you go on for 4 weeks, Mum.
Wow.
It's on now, I've got to catch it. It's on my catch up, man. I have to watch it.
Well, and you can go anywhere.
Yeah, but
they try and find you.
Yeah, of course. But remember, you can't go to catch point cameras.
What kind of head start have you got?
Oh, mate, they know the extraction, that where you're going to start. So they're usually hanging around, but you've just got to make a run for it. Train, bus.
That's incredible.
But it's hard.
Yeah, I'd like to go on that one as well. Which talkSPORT presenter do you think is the worst dancer? Oh,
Condi.
It's got to be
Brazil. No, I think Brazil's got a bit of rhythm.
Brazil's got a bit of little something.
Yeah, I reckon. Andy Goldstein as well, by the way.
2 left feet.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure he knows the bit of a two-step. I don't think that's him.
All right, very quickly, what's your favourite Gemma Collins quote?
I don't know any.
Don't know any?
No.
Poor.
You hit me with one now then.
No, it's my question to you. It's not your question to me. I remember that Shabana Home returns with the weekend breakfast alongside Tony Cascarino tomorrow morning from 6.
I was to last night's sports bar where Jamie O'Hara was alongside Jason Cundy, and they were joined by Prague bar owner, who this week went viral with his Jamie O'Hara toilet water shot.
We were rammed on Tuesday night with Arsenal fans.
Were you?
They only cared about one shot. It's like the majority of them bought the first shot, which was Rocky 7, because our bar is Rocky O'Reilly's Irish pub.
Yeah.
So we're known as Rockies. So Rocky 7 for David Rocastle wearing number 7 jersey. That was the one that was bought the most. But the one, people came outside and took selfies just to see the Jamie O'Hara shot. They didn't even come into the bar.
Yeah.
They took selfies outside with the sign saying Jamie O'Hara.
So funny. What's the most you've ever spent on a night out?
Birthday night out with friends. We've gone a bit mad. This isn't just me. I wouldn't do this, like single. But we've gone like past 10 grand.
Wow, okay.
No, that's a lot of people chipping in.
Okay, nice.
You've done that yourself.
Don't forget, Jamie and Jason return tomorrow with game day phone-in tomorrow from 5:30.
All right, let's stick with the sports bar. And O'Hara responded to people calling him out for wearing fancy glasses when he goes on Sky Sports News.
It's not a fashion prop. They are actually prescription. But I don't understand why everyone goes on about my glasses when I'm on TV.
All right, mate, all right.
No, but
No, but what?
I hear it every week.
Mate, calm down,
If it's
Jay.
Benty or Goldstein or Brazil, like,
Mate,
honestly,
don't
like,
take Jay.
He just does my head in.
Makes no sense, though. Why is he wearing them on TV? If you've got to read, why can't you wear them when he's in here?
Interesting. That is interesting. No, well, because Sky Sports cameras auto cue. You know, you've been there. It's far away, the screens. You're reading, maybe short-sighted, long-sighted. Who knows?
He's not reading auto cue. He's not presenting the show, is he?
Yeah, you're right. Who at talkSPORT winds you up the most? Them two wind each other up a lot.
I mean, O'Hara will wind me up about his Arsenal comments, but then Jaka, that's just football. Goldstein, every day, Man United, winds me up. Who else really winds me up? Nope, just them two.
Just them two. It's good too.
And no one really winds me where to put my blood boiling.
Yeah, no one. No. Okay. All right, make sure to check out 21 Minutes to Go with Cundy and Goldstein, wherever you get your podcast from. Of course, you can find all our shows. That's so cheeky on talkSPORT app, where you can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, and all of our sister stations, so you never miss a moment. Dan Biggar, the legend that is going to join us in studio next.
Thomas Tuchel says Jude Bellingham's recent form meant he simply had to be picked in the latest England squad. But how much of a headache is caused by Phil Foden's selection, given that Bellingham and Rodgers are already competing for the number 10? It turns out quite a lot.
The main thing with Phil is that he gets a role in the central part of the pitch. I don't see him as a winger at the moment, and maybe not anymore. He should have a central role. I think that brings out his strengths the most.
Well, Bournemouth's Alex Scott has his first call-up, but Miles Lewis-Skelly has been dropped. Nico O'Reilly is now the only recognised left-back for Serbia and Albania next week, which is live on talkSPORT. Our England correspondent, Faye Carruthers, says there's still time for Lewis-Skelly to claw his way back into the World Cup picture.
There's still a long way to go. We've got 7 months until the World Cup squad is announced in May. A lot of injuries, a lot of time, a lot of time for him to win his spot back at Arsenal.
Elsewhere, is the Man United turnaround complete? October's form was so good they've won the Premier League Manager and Player of the Month awards. They're for Ruben Amorim and Brian Mbeumo respectively. United are at Spurs tomorrow lunchtime, which you can hear live and exclusively on talkSPORT. Meanwhile, the early evening game tomorrow sees Arsenal face Granit Xhaka for the first time since he left the club when they go to Sunderland. Mikel Arteta's been raving about Xhaka's impact at the start of his tenure at the Emirates.
He made me a better coach. He helped us to develop and improve a lot as a football team and as a club, and I will be eternally grateful because I have great memories with him.
And Middlesbrough have cancelled today's press conference for their boss Rob Edwards, who continues to be linked with Wolves. The man in caretaker charge at Molineux admits he's unlikely to be in that position for long. And is this James Collins hinting that a permanent appointment is close?
The likelihood is it'll be 1 week only, but you never know in football. Last time we were told it could be a week, it could be 2, it ended up being about 6. So my focus is on the team.
Well, you can hear how Collins gets on when Wolves go to Chelsea tomorrow night. That's also live right here on talkSPORT.
Good evening, this is Friday Night Live, the TNT Sports and talkSPORT Hour. Every Friday we're going to be joined by TNT Sports pundits, presenters and commentators from across the sporting world: football, rugby, cricket, MotoGP, tennis, UFC and much, much more. Still to come, we are going to be looking ahead to Tottenham against Manchester United, that one tomorrow lunchtime. But first, we're delighted to be joined in the studio by former British and Irish Lions fly half turned TNT Sports pundit Dan Biggar. Dan, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me. This is like every time I said, we were just chatting off air there with Darren, and I said like every time I come back to this place, it's like literally just living my childhood dream out. So thank you very much for having me.
Do you know what's funny as well? He was out there, he was smiling because of finally Man United are winning. Honestly, he was out there, he was smiling, he was happy.
I did say in the last 10...
He didn't want to come in, did he? Now it's like, oh, come in.
In the last 10 years, I haven't had many good weeks as a Man United fan. So the last couple of weeks have been relatively positive. So I feel like we've earned it as United fans.
You're right, you're 20 years before that, so you're okay. You've still got a lot. You've been retired for about a year now, Dan.
Yeah.
What's it like Boredom set in yet? Are you enjoying what you're doing in terms of punditry stuff?
Not yet. I'm at the stage, as everyone keeps asking me, like, how are you finding it and are you happy and things. And at the minute...
You look like you can still get on the field.
Yeah, no, the answer... I'm doing a fair bit of run. I'm doing like 5Ks, 3 5Ks a week. So I've got my time under... So I've gone like sub 20. So that was
that's the one. That's the thing.
So that was the aim. But then, once you've done the sub 20, you're like, oh, where'd you go now? It's where'd you go now? And like my agent, who was just outside, was like, oh, you have to go like, is it sub 40 for the 10K or something? But I don't know. So, no, I feel good.
You golfer?
I am. I'm playing a bit of golf, so I'm trying to get. I'm playing off about 15, but I need to get myself down to single figures now. I'm a retired sportsman.
Yeah.
But I have to say, people have said, like, are you missing it? And like that difficult period when you finish. I have to say, I don't think I've been as happy for a long time. So, obviously I'm working with TNT, which is great. So it's keeping me involved in terms of match day and involved in the game. But I do feel like, I'm in a really good place.
Is that because, and you said it there, I think a lot of sportsmen, certainly when they've been to the level that you have in your respective sport, that when that's no longer there, it's trying to fill that void. And as you said there, because you're still heavily involved with obviously rugby, do you think that's almost helped soften the blow?
Yeah, because what I miss... and I mean this in the nicest way, I don't miss playing.
Really?
I miss the match day.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Like the preparation. Yeah, of course.
So I miss being at the stadium. I miss the atmosphere. I miss being there.
Amongst the boys, the banter.
Yeah, but I don't miss, I really don't miss playing currently. So I think for me, being able to sort of go to a game, whether it be in the Prem or Quilter Nation Series this November, it's like I get to still sample the bit which I love the most without getting whacked about and having to do all the hard work sort of thing. I said since I've been working for TNT, I've literally I haven't made a mistake. Since I've been this side of the camera, I haven't made any errors. I've been perfect in everything I've done.
We've got an hour to work on that.
Yeah, although we'll find plenty of faults.
Do you know, I've always wondered this. If we move on, I've always wondered this with like me being an ex-footballer. Like, so when I retired, I still end up going and playing little five-a-sides and stuff like that.
No.
As a rugby player.
No.
Is there a little five-a-side rugby type thing?
I'm still playing
rugby, innit?
I'm still looking to play five-a-side football, but definitely not sort of five-a-side rugby.
Wondered that.
No. Yeah. It's funny because you get like basically when we were in training, it used to be like a bit of football to warm up, or like the non-23, the boys who weren't playing on the weekend would always sort of warm up with football, and it used to be like the biggest thing in the world. and I'm actually you say that I'm actually playing on Monday night. They're like Toulon are doing like a match. I say a match of legends, but like Zidane's playing.
Oh my goodness!
So like,
let's pick up those names.
Yeah, well, I feel if I can't drop Zidane in, I'm playing against him. I said I'm on the wrong show. Yeah. So like that would be like incredible, absolutely amazing. So we'll see what my football skills are like on Monday night.
We were talking just before you came in. We had Hugo Monye a few times here in the studio, and I think Bentley asked him, because I was a bit like, which one's bigger? Obviously, he did 2 tours with the Lions. Which one's bigger, the Lions tour or the World Cup with Wales? Like, what is the pinnacle here? Is it, as a kid, which do you dream of? Is it a Lions call up, or is it going to the World Cup with Wales?
I think it's a really good question, because I think probably what you dream of is probably Lions as a rugby player.
Yeah.
Because if you get selected for the Lions, it's like you're the best of the best from not just your club, not just your country, but from 4 countries. So to make that's quite special with all the history and the heritage, and you see like the documentaries and the videos and everything. It is incredibly special. I think it's when you get a bit older, and when you like, for me, I played in Wales, England, and France, and it's funny, in France it's almost like the Lions isn't.
Is it not?
It's almost not talked of. It's almost like not a particularly big thing.
Obviously, yeah.
It's kind of like because it doesn't involve them. So from that stage, then you think, right, the World Cup, because it involves France, Australia, so it involves everyone at the same time, all the big hitters. That probably feels bigger when you're in the World Cup.
Yeah.
But I think probably if you're asking me what did I really, really want to be when I grew up, it would probably be a rugby player for the Lions. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We can't have you here, obviously, without talking rugby, and it's of course the second week of the Autumn Internationals with all the home nations exclusively live across TNT Sports. The fixtures this weekend: Ireland take on Japan. That's TNT Sports 3 gets underway at lunchtime. Scotland versus New Zealand, 3:10 p.m. Weird times these, aren't it? 3:10 p.m. TNT Sports 3, and England will take on Fiji, 5:40 TNT Sports 1. Wales take on Argentina. That's a tough one. That's a brutal encounter, that one. 3:10 p.m. TNT Sports 1. England started off well last week, beat Australia. What do you make of this new England side under Steve Borthwick?
Very impressed. I think this Quilter Nation series, they look, the age dynamic in the group, the demographic in the group, they look young, they look hungry, but they've got key players with experience in terms of, you look at someone like a George Ford, who just looks, he just looks to be getting better. I think he's on 101, 102 caps now.
Crazy,
just seems to be just getting better and better. And with the weapons he's got around him, I think he can probably play another 2 or 3 years at that level. What I like about this England team is that they can play in different ways. They're a big, strong, mobile sort of unit. But where I thought they played really well on the weekend against Australia was that they knew. It's always, again, it's interesting to see your guys' opinion on this. It's almost like what they produced on Saturday at the Allianz Stadium was what they must have trained Monday to Friday, which is probably the most pleasing thing from a coaching point of view. I think the coaches will be almost more pleased with the weekend because they implemented, trained and carried out that game plan to perfection in terms of, and a lot of the thing in rugby at the minute is, there's so much kicking and kicking the ball away, etc. But if there's a plan to kick, and the plan is to try and get the ball back or force turnovers and score points from it, which England did. They scored 17 points directly from kicks on the weekend. It's almost like people accept that and get behind it. And if it works, you can buy into it. So I think from my point of view, the age demographic, the different ways in which they can play England, they look really strong. And probably, you look at 2 years' time in terms of going into the World Cup, you probably think France, South Africa, New Zealand are going to be sort of, England probably going to be in that top category as well.
Well, so you're a fly half, and I think a lot's been spoke about, to be fair. It's a big talking point with the England squad right now in terms of Finn Smith replacing George Ford tomorrow. Who do you think is England's best option?
Yeah, it's a good question, Darren, because I think, again, where England are at strong, where they're so strong at the minute is they've got so much depth at the minute. You look at say that fly half position in England, which is kind of like the glamour position in a way, and it's the most talked about and things. So you look at who could play there. George Ford was brilliant on the weekend. Finn Smith, who is probably in terms of like the form and really probably is the future in terms of his age profile, how he plays, how long he's going to be there for. Marcus Smith, who's been a little bit in and out, but can be brilliant at 10, brilliant at 15, and then you're forgetting about maybe a certain Owen Farrell who's come back to the Prem and is sort of looking really assured, and maybe gives this Quilter Nations series a bit of a break, but comes back for the Six Nations. So you look at the depth that they've got there and the different ways that they could play with those 4 players, and I think they're spoilt for choice. I suppose Steve Borthwick's got a bit of a decision to make. Does he say to George Ford, "You're our guy for big games when we want to play"?
Yeah.
Or does he say to Finn Smith, who I think it's between George Ford and Finn Smith in that sense, "You're the future. Here's the keys, go and run this team"? Because I think when you play number 10, it's a little bit like when you play centre midfield in football. It's kind of like you have to boss the game.
Yeah.
You have to control the tempo of the game if you want to pick it up, if you want to slow it down, if you want to have control on it. And I think when you're the guy who's calling the shots in those positions, in a key position like 10, you need time in the saddle, and you need almost people to know that it's your team, not you just coming in for 60 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You're very positive on the England squad in terms of, as you say, just the makeup.
Hard to be positive for a Welshman on an England squad there as well.
Very. Where are you on this current Welsh squad, who we know struggled? Obviously, got back to winning ways against Japan, but it has been difficult. And against the Pumas, it's going to be difficult, right? It's going to be brutal, especially in that pack area. Where are you on this current Welsh squad?
So the last 2 years for Welsh rugby couldn't really have gone much worse.
Yeah.
If we're so the base level for Wales going into this autumn is the bar is pretty low. But I do feel like new coach, new environment, new scheduling of everything. It feels this is the first time in a couple of years there's been some real positivity going into camp.
Yeah.
Now it's Steve Tandy, the new coach, knows that before a game or before a ball is kicked or before kick-off, it's almost an easy job, isn't it, in terms of implementing change. They've changed the training schedule. So before it would be Monday, Tuesday. Now it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with a day off afterwards. They've changed the home dressing rooms in the Principality Stadium because they've changed the hotel where they stay outside Cardiff is all for relaxation and sort of relaxing area. And then when they go up to the Centre of Excellence, that's when it's sort of, we open the door and that's work mode.
Yeah.
So there's been lots of positive changes, which hopefully has built a bit of a a bit of a vibe around Wales, which we haven't had for the last couple of years. Now, the proof will obviously be in the pudding on Sunday or by the end of November. But I think it's a nice feeling to have some positivity, a bit of some more players in. They picked on form in terms of the players who are playing well for their clubs. Look like they're sort of fitting in and gelling quite nicely, and the feedback has been ultra positive from the boys in camp. So look, before a game is kicked, everything seems to be ticking the right boxes, but the challenge they face on Sunday is huge in terms of Argentina, ranked 6th in the world. On the face of it, are a much better team than Wales currently. So it's all about, can they negate the fast start that Argentina will look to have? Can they get the crowd behind them early doors? Can they stay in the game for as long as possible? And if they do all those things, they then got someone like Rees-Zammit to come off the bench and give the crowd and the team a bit of a boost to hopefully get them home. But they have to start well, and that's the biggest thing that Wales haven't done over the last 12
What have you made
years.
of him coming back and going straight in?
I think given where Wales have been, it's probably, if Wales had won the last 10, 12 games, it may well be different. He may have had to bide his time a little bit and prove his worth a little bit more. But when you've got someone with the star power, the X factor, the speed, the ability of Rees-Zammit, it's very difficult for a Welsh nation to keep him out at the minute. I think he's one of the very few star factor players, and I think he just he'll suit how the new Wales will want to play, because I think where Wales will want to play is a lot more sort of transitions, which mean you'll want to sort of break the game up and not be like scrum, maul, just like a standard typical game of rugby. So the more opportunities you can give him in space against sort of slower, bigger forwards as the game goes on, I think it's a good selection from Steve Tandy to put him on the bench and bring him on when Argentina tire a little bit. But it's a huge test. Argentina are a brilliant team. They've had a really good rugby championship, and they'll be a real tough ask on Sunday in Cardiff.
Well done, Dan. 18 minutes gone, no mistakes. Keep going.
How long to go?
All right, rugby is back, and TNT Sports is the home of Premiership Women's Rugby, plus all the action from the Quarter Nations series as well. Well, this autumn, the home nations take on the likes of the All Blacks, Australia, and world champions South Africa. Good evening, this is Friday Night Live, the TNT Sports and talkSPORT Hour with Just Eat. Get delicious meals and everyday essentials from the delivery experts. It's me, Ade Oladipo, Premier League 100 club member Darren Bent and former British and Irish Lions star turned TNT Sports pundit Dan Biggar. Still to come, we're going to be looking at Tottenham against Manchester United, that one tomorrow lunchtime. But just quickly, Alexander Isak has returned to Liverpool training today for the first time in 3 weeks. Tottenham are reportedly considering a move for Al Ahly striker Ivan Toney in January. And Man City manager Pep Guardiola has been speaking to the media ahead of their game against Liverpool this weekend, and also marked Pep's 1,000th game as a coach.
Crazy.
And that's incredible numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he was asked whether milestones like that keep him going.
Well, the numbers are insane. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm arrogant, presumptuous, but they're insane. If you see, because I'm not living thinking how many, but when you have the milestone and you read what you have done, the victories, average, not just in Premier League, in Champions League and so on. We have done incredible things in Barcelona, Bayern Munich here, incredible. So difficult to reach it. And if I start again, I will not reach it. So it's too much games, a few defeats, comparing 1,000 games, and hopefully tomorrow we can, or on Sunday we can continue.
He's never been sacked, has he?
No. You know, that wobble last season.
No chance.
No chance, but I was thinking, how long can it keep going before someone says something? Was it like 9 defeats in 11 or something?
No, yeah, the guy's won 6 Prem.
Yeah, he's got so much credit in the bank.
Champions League.
How many of those 1,000 games do you think he's won?
That's what I was going to ask. Can we find out?
912.
You think he's only lost, what's that, 88 games out of 1,000?
Mate, okay.
It must be like, what? Let's have a guess there. Go on then.
No, I'm going to go 872 he's won.
I'm going to go 850.
Yeah, I was going to go 850. I'm going to go 873.
873.
Well, you went 872, yeah?
872.
I'll go 873. I think it's just, yeah.
Just in case, because he'll lie and say something else. 873, 872, 850. We'll find out in a minute. Incredible manager though, isn't he? Honestly, what he's done, like how he's reinvented himself as well. Like even this Man City stint, when everyone was like, after 5 years he's going to vanish and run away, and all of a sudden he wins a treble. Yeah,
he's been incredible. Not only at Barca and Bayern, but coming to City as well. And not having it his own way when he first got it. Didn't win the league in his first year. But the way he's kind of changed the football philosophy in this country, how the way he's made players better, changed the way the game's played in terms of the goalkeeping position. Just phenomenal coach. But I just think the biggest compliment is how hungry he is. Is that he's won everything there is to win, and yet every season he comes back and he's like, I need to win again, I need to win again. That's why he's one of the best ever.
Dan, there'll always be comparisons. Like, I never ever thought anyone, and I still don't think he's up there with Fergie, because I do think Fergie's clear by himself. But I didn't think that, I like that. But there's never been anyone that you thought, okay, could actually really, you could have a serious debate about whether or not he's better than Fergie. Are we in that discussion? Are we in that area with Pep? It's difficult for you as a United fan.
Yeah, it's difficult to admit there's basically the two teams who are killing it at the minute, or three, Arsenal, Liverpool and City, which is painful to admit. Look, I think what he's achieved, I think the big thing was, when he went from Barcelona to Munich, and he admittedly won the Bundesliga, but Bayern Munich, I think, was it 10 on the spin? I think they won it. So you sort of think that was a given. Failed to get the job done in the Champions League. You're sort of thinking, can he win it? Can he win without Messi? In a sense, that was the big talking point. And then he's come to the Premier League, and I mean, this City team have just been
frightening.
I mean, you look at admittedly last year there was a drop off, wasn't there, from them? But you just look at how good they are, how they've sort of dominated the Premier League for years, and that's my childhood was basically United doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's sort of come in. I don't think anybody will rival the longevity of what Sir Alex Ferguson did at a club. Not the way the game is now, but I think you look at the condensed success that he's had and how teams have played. I mean, it's frightening. So you'd have to say from what he's achieved, he would. If he stayed at City for probably another 10, 15 years,
then he's there.
Then he's probably going to be in that bracket.
Just mad because you said, and you're right, last season, the drop-off last year, they drop off to third. Most teams, when they drop off like 8th, 9th in the league. Do you know what I mean? They dropped off to third. And that was only 3 points behind Arsenal. That's the level
their drop-off.
That's their drop-off.
That's what they said about Haaland, didn't they? He got 34 goals or something like that.
And he dropped off.
Dropped off, Haaland. 19th in the Ballon d'Or race, dropped off. 34 goals.
Listen, I think Fergie, of course, is number one, but Pep's up there in the discussion. Wenger's up there, but I think the genuine debate will be between Pep and Fergie
that'll be it, innit? Yeah, in years to come. All right, still to come. We're going to have the latest edition of DB versus TNT, but first, it's time for no googling. All right, we want to know which player. Good question. Tough question. Which player holds the record for the most consecutive Premier League appearances?
I know it. I know.
Right, give me the initial, the first.
I played with him.
Oh, forget it then. Right, it's up to you then, Dan. Dan, this is all on you, Dan. Which player holds the record for the most consecutive Premier League appearances? Answer when we come back.
pads are a footballer's best friend. Even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there actually any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads for a century. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. His Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this kind of protection was pretty important for footballers. And so, in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says they must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, even though there have been calls for it to be changed. But for now, that's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Ade Oladipo, Premier League 100 Club member Darren Bent and former British and Irish Lions star turned TNT Sports pundit Dan Biggar. We asked you before the break, no Googling question was which player holds the record for the most consecutive Premier League appearances, and the answer, Dan, is...
Well, I have to confess.
No, don't do
that.
No.
My first guess was Petr Cech, but
good guess.
would have been. We obviously went goalkeeper, but I think the answer, Darren, is Brad Friedel.
Brad Friedel.
It is Brad Friedel. You played with him, didn't you?
Yeah, Villa.
310 straight appearances, August 2004 to October 2012.
It's crazy.
That's incredible. It's incredible. All right, following us from 7 o'clock, Flex hosts Fang Footballers Friday this evening. He has Mr. Rory Jennings alongside him, and over on talkSPORT 2 you can hear live commentary of Watford against Bristol City in the Championship. All right, let's look ahead to a massive game in the Premier League tomorrow lunchtime. Tottenham host Manchester United. That is, of course, live on TNT Sports 1 with coverage starting at 11 a.m. And to help us look ahead to that, we're joined by former Arsenal Invincible and TNT Sports pundit, Mr. Martin Keown. Martin, how are you, sir?
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, Martin. Good evening.
Looking forward to this game tomorrow.
It's a big
Spurs,
game.
Manchester United. Obviously, the Arsenal game away from home at Sunderland will be a tough one as well. We can come to that later. 6th versus 8th, 17 points they're both on. A repeat of the European final that we saw last year, the Europa Cup. Of course, a massive game for Spurs that was. But I feel Manchester United probably just slightly ahead. It seems strange that Spurs are struggling to win a home game. I think there's only one win in 5, but away from home, they've been quite magnificent. So I've just sat down, lads, the last hour and watched the game last week against Chelsea. And honestly, stop-start, no intensity, not pressing from the front. Thomas Frank, I've been impressed with him. There was an incident after the game where the players refused to shake his hand. I'm not even sure Thomas Frank should have been on the pitch at that point, because this might have worked at Brentford, but when you're playing against Chelsea, It's sort of their nemesis team, isn't it, for Spurs? You think about when they denied them winning the league all those years ago, and he probably shouldn't have been there, and they were hurting, and rightly so. But I like Thomas Frank, but there's an intensity or lack of intensity at home, which they're suffering from right at the moment.
Martin, I've got to ask you about Manchester United because we've just seen Ruben Amorim win the Manager of the Month and Mbeumo win the Player of the Month. Do you think they've turned the corner now and they are starting to go in the right direction, or do you still think it's too short a spell to kind of judge them yet?
No, we have to say, it's an improvement. I think finally the players are sort of taking on board, what the manager's asking them to do. I think it's from Cunha and Mbeumo. The amount of work that they're doing is absolutely ridiculous. They retreat to the edge of their own box. They're able to get like 3 players on the sides. And also what's happening is, if you're looking at Luke Shaw, he'll come out now from the back 3 to go and press. And then Ahmed on the right will form a back 4. So there's a lot of information for those players. It seems to take them a hell of a long time. But now when you look at the number of chances that they're creating, no other team really. If you look at what happened to Arsenal at the start of the season, they had 8 shots on target against Arsenal at the start of the season. I think if in the sum total since then is maybe 8 from all the opponents Arsenal have played since. So it gives you an idea that this is a Manchester United team that's improving, but there's still some way to go.
Dan, I'll bring you in. Obviously, United fan. What have you made of the new signings and how they've settled? New goalkeeper, new front 3 as well, which is never going to be easy to settle, but Mbeumo looks like he's settled straight away. Seshko's still finding his feet, maybe.
Mbeumo and Cunha look good.
Yeah,
I think they've added a bit of a dynamic to United this year. I'm not convinced. I'm far from an expert, but the way in which they play and the system that they play, it still feels like they're giving up too many opportunities for teams to score against them. Even when they played really well against Brighton, Brighton still scored a couple of goals and had some couple of chances early doors. But what they have got this year is a goal threat. They look like there's goals in them, which for the last couple of years or for a number of years, you could say that they just aren't scoring enough goals. So that's the biggest thing for me. I think Cunha, especially after scoring against Brighton, getting that goal will sort of kick on a little bit now, and Burma just hit the ground running. They look like they're a goal threat, and they look like they're going to score. The system is still up for debate. Who knows if it's the right one, if they've got the right personnel to go with it, if they need more legs in midfield. But the concern is the amount of chances they're giving up. The positive is that they look a real goal threat in games this year.
Yeah, Martin, they're going to score, aren't they, Martin?
Well, it's just interesting. Dan's got a good take on it. And I as a player that's played in that system, so we obviously predominantly a back 4. And when Wenger arrives at the football club, Bruce Rioch played a 5 and he inherited it for a season. It was an absolute nightmare for us, honestly, because your wing back disproportionately is having to do too much work and the numbers are all wrong. It doesn't feel comfortable. And at times, if I'm a centre half on the right, I'm running out and as I'm going, I'm saying, right, fullback. That's what I've become now. I didn't like being in wide positions, so everyone thought I was suited to it. You get pulled all over the place. It becomes a 5 and you can't really get out. So, it's puzzled me. I went to Italy 2 weekends ago to see Patrick Vieira and watch everybody in Italy is playing with pretty well everywhere. 70% of the teams are playing with a back 5, and it's quite sterile. It's not a good watch. It's like an arm wrestle every match. I prefer it here, the 4-3-3 systems or a 4-4-2. We're much more fluid, and I just feel they're at a disadvantage, Manchester United. But look, it has got a lot better this year, but only because they've got 2 really exceptional players prepared to work and track back.
Let's go to your former team, top of the table, Arsenal. Are they a good watch right now, Martin?
Yeah, it's a wonderful watch at the moment from an Arsenal point of view. And it's been a struggle for quite a while, but I'm really infused by the mentality, the behaviour of the players. To watch them on the pitch, it's like a fight has broken out somewhere at the back, and there's always someone there. There's always somebody on your shoulder. There's always a person making a block, a header. The mentality, though, is where it comes from. It doesn't necessarily matters who's playing. It's important what's in front of that defence. So we shouldn't just laud the defence and the back 4. Goalkeeper, by the way, Raya, doesn't want to be the weak link. He's making incredible saves when he's called upon. Everyone plays their part. I'm worried, Darren, though, about the number of injuries that Arsenal have. Look, that's a negative, and the manager's doing well to put that to one side. And this weekend, Granit Xhaka who maybe is been the sort of pound for pound best signing we've seen. He's a wonderful player, I feel, for Sunderland now. He calls all the shots on the pitch. He will be desperate to do something against Arsenal this weekend.
Martin, you said it there about the injuries, and listen, you don't want to use it as an excuse, of course, but they are starting to lose a lot of players in the same positions again. Do you still feel, though, that Arsenal moving forward, because I do, that they've got more than enough depth, certainly defensively, with the likes of Timber, Ben White at right back, Lewis Skelly, Calafiori at left back, and the four centre-halves that we've got, that there's more than enough cover defensively if they were to lose one of the centre-halves?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, we've got so many. I was comparing the England squad today to the Arsenal squad. Look, we've only got one England striker, and Arsenal have only got one striker at the top, Gyökeres. But what Arsenal have is lots of different fullbacks, and England don't have that. I mean, in Capier was playing the other night. Skelly didn't even make it. We've got three now. Calafiori could, get the cigars out because he had the whole night off. Yeah. Timber is quite magnificent at fullback. Ben White plays her as well, and the two central defenders. Mosquera's come in and is really at the level. So that's just taken care of. Supermendy in midfield is a wonderful talent as well. I'm sincerely hope he's back and ready this weekend. And Declan now is becoming the Brian Robson of his era. He's just up and down and everywhere. But we do need that striker. Havertz is coming back from injury. Jesus is coming back from injury. Ødegaard, and we need them back quickly. There's an international break coming, and fingers crossed they're all available afterwards.
Dan, this is hard, isn't it, to hear? But they almost look like the complete team, Arsenal, when you look at them now. And yes, it's still that Gyökeres, Havertz thing, but apart from that, they just got cover everywhere.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was gonna ask Martin this, actually. Do they sort of resemble a little bit of the team from Martin's era in terms of, like, they look a hard team to beat again, don't they? They're winning games 1-0, 2-1, 2. You know what I mean? Saliba, Gabriel, set pieces sort of thing. They feel like a little bit of Arsenal from 15 sort of years ago, you know what I mean? The games where they were going up against Man United and the big rivalry. Is that fair to say, Martin?
Yeah, it is, Dan. And I was trying to compare different eras. I was asked to write a piece on it. Lots of similarities. There's like a force field and energy around you. What it is that suddenly, as a defender, Dan, you don't really get the notoriety. The strikers, Darren, they're scoring his goals. He gets all the money. He gets all the publicity. But
he's not denying it.
No.
He's got some expensive clothing on next to me here, Martin.
Exactly. But when we start getting clean sheets, all of a sudden there's a noise, and we're walking around the building. We're proud, chests out. We go onto the pitch and we're like, do you know what? Over our dead body, no one's scoring a goal against us. And then there we are again. We're creating history, game after game. And it's just like, you're very proud. And it becomes a behaviour. And it's like when you're injured, you pass that baton to someone else. And it's interesting, when I look back, it's hard to remember some of the records we were achieving, who was actually playing in some of these games. I think we went 7 games unbeaten in the Premier League. And Alex Meninga was the goalkeeper. And I was certain it was Dave Seaman. So, it's just the environment you create. And Arsenal have got that now. And it's like holding on to that. I hope it doesn't disappear, because it did disappear after the time. When I left the football club, it changed. And we must never lose it again. We're back in the fight. No one knows if we're going to win anything. But we do know now that Arsenal are certainly going to go all the distance this year. And it will be built upon a really strong defence. And that's all over the pitch. Everybody has to play their part. The youngsters coming through. I mean, we were looking at Dowman the other night, tough, coming in. This is an elite group, and he's 15 years of age, Darren. You think about this. Like, when we were at that age, we were nowhere near ready to play in the first team. If someone went to train with the first team, it was massive news around the place. He's playing in the team, and he's not out of place. So there's a great feeling all through the club right now. We just got to turn it into trophies.
Very quickly, on Sunderland, Martin, the fantastic start to the season. What Regis Labrie's done is incredible, especially when you consider how, like, that jump now from Championship to the Prem is bigger than ever. Have you been surprised with just what they've been able to do so far, Sunderland?
Yeah, I think it's caught everybody by surprise. The way that they're attacking games, they're playing very direct. There's lots of throw-ins, lots of set pieces. But what's really interesting is, they're getting a level of possession. And I watch Granit Jaka on the pitch. He's orchestrating things. It's like you get the ball at the back and you see a hand up. No, keep it. Let's not pump it long. Let's not panic. Let's keep the ball. Okay, now we can be direct. and they're just playing really good football at times. And of course, the crowd there, Stadium of Light. Darren, you know what that's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, they get right behind their team. And there's not too many of the Arsenal players would have been there, of course, because they've not been there for a number of years. You're familiar with that atmosphere. So Arsenal are going to have to overcome that and push on and, go and become champions. And this is one of the games you'll look at and say, do you know what? We're going to have to go there and we're going to have to match them. And then we're going to have to play our football. And then hopefully there's enough in that Arsenal tank to win this game.
Martin, as always, top man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, Martin.
Cheers, Martin. Remember, don't miss Tottenham versus Man United tomorrow, live only on TNT Sports and talkSPORT. Kickoff for that one. Lunchtime kickoff, 12:30. Remember, TNT Sports is the only place to watch every big competition with over 700 matches broadcast live, including the UEFA Champions, Europa and Conference Leagues, the Premier League, and the Men's and Women's FA Cup. Right, when we come back, we're going to have team news from Brickridge Road. Watford member take on Bristol City, and it is DB versus TNT. Good evening, this is Friday Night Live, the TNT Sports and talkSPORT Hour with Just Eat. Score yourself a stunning delivery straight to your door. It's myself, Ade Oladipo, Premier League 100 club member Darren Bent, and former British and Irish Lion star turned TNT Sports pundit Dan Biggar. And don't forget, following us from 7 o'clock, Flex hosts Thank Football. It's Friday this evening. Here's Mr. Rory Jennings alongside him. And over on talkSPORT 2, you can hear live commentary of Watford against Bristol City in the Championship. The teams are in for that one, and Jim Proudfoot has all the details. Jim.
Ade, good evening to you. Well, 2 games in 3 days has been the cue for widespread rotation for Watford as they look for a 5th straight home win. They've made 6 changes in order the side that held Ipswich on Tuesday. As for Bristol City, 2 changes to the team that lost to Blackburn. Neto Borges, the latest victim of their injury jinx. So it looks as though Richards will move out to wing-back and Viner back to centre-half. Sinclair Armstrong's recalled and Fally Mayulu in for his first start of the season in place of Emil Rees. There's still 9 out through injury. So Watford Selvig in goal. A likely back 4, Elaine, Caben, Pollock and Bola. Petri, Lusa, Kayembe and Irankundia. And then Kirungo and Doumbia up front. For the Robins, Vitek in goal. Tanner, Dickey and Viner. McCrory, Twine, Randall, McMetty and Roberts. With Armstrong and Mayulu up front. And Sean Derry's alongside me. Build-up starts at 7. And we kick off at 8, Addy. Over on talkSPORT 2.
Thank you, Jim. All right, enough of that. It's now time for this.
It's time.
It is tight and tense.
We're flying and our fists are punching. DB versus TNT.
What drama on talkSPORT, just when you think you've seen it all.
Good night.
Yeah, this is our feature, DB versus TNT, where each week on Friday Night Live, Premier League 100 club member Darren Bent has been putting himself against our special studio guest from TNT Sports. This week, we're of course joined by former British and Irish Live star turned TNT Sports pundit Dan Biggar. Every Friday, they're going to be predicting some of the biggest games from the weekend. If they correctly predict a result, they'll be given 1 point. But if they get the score in a game bang on, they're going to earn a massive 3 points. This is serious stuff, people. We're going to be tallying up the scores throughout the season with TNT expert pundits working together to beat our very own Darren Bent. What we've done, just to make this a bit fair, we've added a couple rugby games in there as well. So we've added France versus South Africa and Scotland versus New Zealand. Just to make this fair, I only think it's right. Last week, Danny Murphy, standing in for Benty, and David Flatman only managed to pick up 1 point each. Not good enough.
Disgusting.
Not good enough
Awful.
at all. Score currently is DB 27, TNT 22. Close. All right, Dan, Benty, you both have 30 seconds to give their prediction for the following games and tell us how they see each one playing out. Tomorrow, 12:30, live on TNT Sports 1 and talkSPORT, Spurs against Man United. DB first.
Oh, it's always the guest first.
All right, Dan, go on.
Okay, I've got
you DBs.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually thought you'd done something really special and put it on for me, and I thought this is really special. Spurs Man United 12:30. I have gone Spurs 1, United 1. I think both teams will score, but I don't think both teams are at the level of your Arsenal, City, Liverpool to have loads of goals in it. But I think one all.
Okay, go on quickly then.
Yeah, I've gone Spurs 3-1. Man United. I just think Spurs at home. They can score goals. Good result in the week in the Champions League as well, so I'm going to go Spurs 3-1. All
right, the other game, Sunderland versus Arsenal, 5:30 kickoff. Dan?
I've gone for a gritty away win, 2-1 Arsenal.
It's going to be tough, this one.
I've gone 2-0 Arsenal. I just think don't concede goals. It's going to be difficult up there, but I feel Arsenal got enough to win. 2-0.
All right, the big one, Sunday. This is very important, Dan. Man City, Liverpool.
I mean, I can't win with this one being a United fan, but I think City are in scoring too many goals. Liverpool, even though they've had a couple of good results, I've gone City 3, Liverpool 1.
I've gone the same. I've got the exact same 3-1. I've got it written down here. 3-1 Manchester City. I just think City at home, Haaland, different beast, 3-1.
And Liverpool do concede as well, don't they? All right, let's switch it to rugby very quickly.
Here we go.
France versus South Africa. Darren Bent first.
Yeah, well, listen, France, fantastic team. So I've gone for a home win. I've gone France to win 20-17.
I've gone the same margin. I've gone 30-27. I think there'll be plenty of points. For me, this is the game of the weekend on TNT.
Yeah, it's a great game. Scotland versus New Zealand, not that far behind in terms of a good game. Go on.
I think New Zealand will win. I think they'll beat Scotland at Murrayfield.
Look at him a bit.
Yeah, he's done his research.
Fantastic stadium. Score-wise, I'm still trying to figure that a bit out, but I go New Zealand win.
Yeah, New Zealand win.
I've gone New Zealand. I think Scotland have got a really good chance on Saturday, but I just think the New Zealand bench would be too strong. 32-25 to New Zealand.
Okay, there you go. I love it. I'm actually looking forward to this now. I'm going to message you during the games. We need a score. We need a score for me. We need a score. Scotland, New Zealand. We need a score.
Let's just go 22 to New Zealand and 15 to Scotland.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That sound good, Dan?
Yeah, he's done his research.
He looked over in your page. He's done. Dan Biggar, thank you very much. Benty, thank you very much as well.
Ade, thank you. Been brilliant this week.
Thank you. One does try. Up next, it is Thank Footballers Friday. Flex is joined by Rory Jennings.